2, 1. Hi, Luke.
Hey, Eric. How's it going, man?
Got you.
Yeah, you got me.
I mean,
You got
God,
me.
we should just stop right here.
And that's it, guys.
And that's it. Sorry.
Peace.
Peace. Later, dudes. So we are streaming live again on YouTube, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
It seems to be working.
Welcome back. How was your trip?
The trip was amazing. Yeah, I went. So for those of you who don't know and don't care, but you're going to hear it anyway, I went to WonderCon, right? WonderCon in Anaheim from was it Thursday, Friday? Well, no, was it Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Yep.
Thursday to set up.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about that.
Yeah, so I did WonderCon, and then after Sunday, I left on Monday at noon to go to Korea, and then I was there for a couple days, and then I went to Japan, and then I came back on Sunday. No, I'm sorry, on Wednesday. And then Thursday, I had to go to LA Art Book Fair.
Okay. That is a lot to unpack.
And then I just finished. So here it is a few days later, and that's how it is. So anyways, yeah.
Well, okay, that's a lot.
I know, but
So
that's what life presented, man.
Let's talk about it, shall we?
Yeah.
And not only that, you had an opening.
Oh yeah, there was an
too.
opening on Saturday. That Saturday, yeah. Felt like a long time ago now.
Let's talk about WonderCon.
Oh my God, WonderCon.
WonderCon.
So for me, as a booth holder or a booth doer, whatever you want to call it,
A boother.
boother, a boother, boofer.
A boofer.
Yes,
Just boof it up, man.
boofing, dude. I boofed at WonderCon. So that sounds funny, huh?
I think that means something.
I know it does.
I think it's butt stuff. But
I know. Mike Tyson would have said that. That's
boof it.
No, he would be all, yeah. I went to your booth. Because he kind of has that lisp.
Yeah.
So the WonderCon thing, it's cool. There's a lot of people there, a decent amount of people, and it's in Anaheim. So it's like a mini Comic-Con, like 15 years ago Comic-Con, maybe, or it's kind of like a very infant Comic-Con.
Yeah.
A little more innocent. I mean, people are still selling comics. There's a big section of comic sellers, comic art sellers, and I feel like that's slowing down or gone at San Diego Comic-Con. But at WonderCon, it's still there. There's a lot of people buying comics.
There are people that sell comics.
Yeah, there are.
I mean, they're like
But
in
like
the
Mile High
front.
Comics bailed. You know what I'm saying? Some of the biggest vendor at San Diego Comic-Con just bailed,
But
right?
they're still there.
There's other ones. I know. I mean, it's big enough where you can park an airplane in there too, and you're going to be like, well, I didn't see the airplane, but it's that big. But
it's a fraction. It's a fraction of the convention.
Yeah, but I just feel like WonderCon's a little bit green still compared to a San Diego Comic-Con, but still good. There's a lot more people at WonderCon than there is at DCon, for example. A lot of people have asked me, like, what's the comparison? What's DCon like compared to this? And WonderCon is, 10 times more people maybe or something like that.
Yeah,
it feels like it.
I think is it about the same size?
Oh, I think it's maybe one more hall bigger.
Oh.
Right? I think WonderCon might be 3 of 4 halls there, and I think DCon might have been 2.
2.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's relative to size, and it's all good. But for the most part, no, it's one that every time. So at the last day, I always think, should I do this again or not?
Right.
That's what I always say, and I'm like, man, I don't know. So I keep saying, I don't know. Is it worth it? And here I am. I didn't sign up yet for the next one, and if I am, I should do it, but I haven't done it yet because I forgot. But I don't know.
Well, I mean,
I'm still unsure if I want to do it again.
I mean, like, I guess the big question is, I mean, like, is it worth? I mean, like, if you consider like what your time is valued at, and the staff. Yeah, I saw Dean there.
Yeah,
he was working.
Is it worth it though? I mean, I guess it's edgy to me, but I could say the same thing about DCon. I mean, is it worth it financially? Maybe not. Ultimately,
DCon is only like, well, I mean, like the price of the booths went up this year.
Yeah.
But like it's not as nearly as expensive as DCon's definitely not nearly as expensive.
But you get about 10 times more people at WonderCon, so you kind of look at it in different ways. I mean, if I make an argument for one, I can make an argument for both.
Right.
So if I say, hey, WonderCon's not worth it, I can easily say DCon's not worth it. Sure. I can say it about both. So
sure.
For me, I like to think of positively. So I think, yeah, it's worth it, man, barely. And I think DCon is worth it, yeah, barely, right?
Is San Diego worth it for you?
Yeah, sure, that one's worth it.
Like,
Totally
Not
worth it.
barely, just worth
Yeah,
it.
it's totally worth doing.
Okay,
Yeah.
because you have a pretty sizable booth.
Sure.
You know, didn't you?
I have a pretty sizable heart too, man. You know. I don't know.
Eric's a giver.
Yeah, man. I'm
You're
trying,
fucking,
man.
you're a giver.
I'm trying to give to society. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah. You know, I
But
mean, like
it's all good.
people.
Conventions are tough though, in general because I think in a year when a year comes through, I get more anxiety from WonderCon, less from DCon, but I get anxiety from Comic Con. So those two, WonderCon and Comic Con, give me a lot of anxiety
How so?
because I think there's too many X factors that I don't know what's going to happen when I get there. Like, am I going to be able to load in? Is it going to take me 3 hours to load in? Am I going to have to wait 2 hours in line to get my badge? Am I going to, these are the question marks I have. And all that is all eating away at time because I'm kind of like thinking about time and budgeting.
Right.
And most of everything I do, I have earmarked in my mind how long it's going to take. And I give it extra time even at that. You know what I mean? Like you take your car in for a brake job. They go, okay, that's a 2-hour job.
Mm-hmm.
And if the mechanic does it in 1.5 or 1.25, good on them. They can go on to the next job. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
It kind of works that way. So for me, I'm considering a lot of time for setting up a booth, parking, everything. And there's too many X factors that can fuck it all up. So
Well, okay. I mean, like,
and that gives me a lot of anxiety because I know how long an art show takes to hang.
Yeah.
I know what it takes to set up for that. I know all that stuff, and it's easy. But it's just more random. Every year it's different. You just don't know if you're going to get like a really bad situation with the load in people versus just stuff like that.
I'm okay. Well, here I've got a couple questions for you. As a boother and
Boofer, yeah.
a boofer, and me as a guy who just either piggybacks on someone's booth.
Oh, that's the easiest.
Oh
Probably.
yeah, it is the easiest.
Yeah.
I make the least, but I fucking don't have to deal with the stress.
Oh, see, stress.
It's,
There it is. There's that word again.
Yep. And then the other thing is, well, I've got a couple of them. So the first thing is like as an attendee, I'm only interested in exclusive stuff.
Right.
Because it's like, why would I want to spend money on crap I could fucking buy, at like, retailers. I go to Frank and Sons or I go to Little Tokyo or whatever and freaking like, buy it there, I mean, like, so like, I mean, I visit your booth every year, right?
And you see all these exclusives, tons of it, right?
But
I'm just kidding.
I don't know. I mean, like, I'm curious, like, as a boother or boofer, like, what are other attendees like? Is this kind of?
I think
like,
you're special in that way, and I think DCon is special in that way. But I feel like there's a general, so there's a small percentage of people, well, a fair percentage of people that are looking for stuff, like what you're talking about, exclusives. What are the booth exclusives? And then because I think you are a collector, there are many resellers that want to buy it just to resell, and they're looking for something they could just flip, right?
Right.
And then I think the majority are people that aren't that.
Oh.
That's my opinion, and what I see is like people that are looking for general stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You have collectors. I mean, don't get me wrong, that small group of collectors, they put down. They'll spend a lot of money in an instant.
Yeah.
For me, I think I'm good or bad. A lot of my life is about selling a lot of small stuff.
Yeah. So that's the other question.
That's sort of like
is,
I don't think that's not my plan, but I think that's what I've become is like the person that sells a lot of smaller objects and many of them, which is backbreaking, man. That's not the easiest way to go. I mean, I want to sell one object in my booth and sell that one object and then pack up and be done. That'd be nice.
Yeah,
but
of course.
I don't get to do that.
But so you rely on a lot of like impulse buy kind of stuff.
Sure, there's a lot of that, and that's sort of like my shop's that way, and I'm not saying GR2 is like that, but like the shop's that way, and there's a little bit of impulse stuff that I take to the conventions.
Sure.
I think that's kind of what I do, and for me to like all of a sudden think, man, I'm just going to bring this one object. It's this crystal Luke Chu figure carved by hand by Swarovski, whatever,
Yeah,
and it's going to be $14,000. And if I sell that, I'm going to pack up and go home.
Right.
More than likely, I'm probably going to have that all through the weekend and through the rest of my life, maybe. Not just because it's your figure, but just me.
It's
Nah, and I'm going to be like, okay, that didn't work out for me, but I'm not good at that. There are people that do that, and just I'm going to bring 200 of these and 100 of these, and when those are gone, I'm done.
You know,
I don't do that well, you know.
You know, Eric,
Wish I could.
I was looking at people like, attending and by the way, I still have that other question. I'm just going to hold on to it for a second.
I don't even know what that other question is.
No, you don't.
Okay.
You don't.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
But like, here's the like I was watching like people like, because like, whenever I go, I like want to hang out, and I'll just hang out in the back and like, see what people are doing, or
What
people who
people?
stop by, like, attendees.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of people really love the pins that you've designed.
Sure.
They, because the pins are all inspired by this kind of Asian American lifestyle kind of thing. Some of it like like, yeah, I mean, like whether it's like ramen noodles or
noodles,
like
yes.
memes or like cute little like things like xiaolongbao and boba and stuff like that. Like people really like see it and they're like, oh, I love that, and it's only like cheap.
Yep.
So I'll fucking like buy it. Have you thought about like expanding from the pins into just a general lifestyle brand?
Boba socks, bro.
Yeah. I love those socks, by the way. They are great socks.
Oh my god! And I have some other ones coming, but yeah, no, you're right. That's something I should be
like
doing.
T-shirts.
I want to little by little, and I just haven't had the right.
Like you should take
Yes.
all the pin
Yes.
line art and just do
Yep.
a simple white on black freaking T-shirt of there's all those
All
like
right.
little characters just like scattered
So
onto a shirt.
Luke Chu, I'm going to address you, even though you're right in front of me. I'm going to say your name.
Yeah.
From the get-go, you have been so good at inspiring me to do stuff, and sometimes it's stuff right in front of my face that I don't do, and I thought of it, I kind of let it go because I'm like, I don't, whatever. And then you say it like so as a matter of factly, and I'm like, fuck, okay, I'm gonna do it. And you've been doing that for years, and I appreciate it to the max. It seriously helps. So
Well,
yes,
okay.
it's the most pragmatic, like it's just simple thing to say.
It's
It makes sense. It's like, duh.
And it's also
do
taking things that you've already built.
Do it, stupid.
You
Do it.
You
I
already
know.
have like all these vector files of all this artwork from pins, and just put it on shirts.
Okay.
Put it on fucking. You know what? I was
will.
a friend of mine.
I've been wanting to do it, but I haven't done it yet.
A friend of mine and I were joking around about like during on Record Store Day, which was this past Saturday.
Oh, wait. You still buy records?
I don't. He
okay.
but he went to Amoeba in the hopes of getting these tickets to this Wax Trax, Wax Trax Records.
Yes, I do, from Chicago's
industrial
music.
Front 242. What?
Yes.
And they made a documentary about Wax Trax Records.
Really?
And
Okay.
they were selling tickets to the documentary on Record Store Day.
Right.
At Amoeba Records. And I think what you do is you buy this freaking like big old Wax Trax box set, which gives you a VIP ticket, and you get to see Ministry perform in like an early like synth pop set.
When's that?
I don't know. It's probably.
You mean it happened already?
No, it didn't happen.
Oh,
but they were selling the tickets, but the tickets all sold out because people were camping out from 4 a.m. at Amoeba Records.
Wow. Well, Record Store Day does bring a crowd. I notice it. It does.
I haven't been, but the thing
It's
is
serious
that
business,
like,
man.
the thing is that like, but that means that like, I'm just imagining it. Like, here we are, we're on Sunset Boulevard on that little street that like, between the ArcLight and
Sure.
and then just
What is that
around.
one? I forgot. Is
forgot
it
it.
Ivar or one of those? I forgot.
Yeah, it might be some Ivar.
I forgot.
But like imagining that sun peeking up from behind the freaking. You know what you need then?
Yeah.
You need a sunbrella. And I think sunbrellas are a good investment. Like, because like, especially now that like satellites are taking pictures of our streets all the time.
Oh.
You go fucking like embellish the fucking sunbrella with like, some crazy message like fuck cancer or whatever.
Right.
And
Damn.
now like when people are taking pictures of the street, boom.
Boom, you're
fucking
on.
you may not be protesting to people, but you're definitely, you have a message for the satellite looking above you.
That's true.
Anyways, but okay, so my second question about the
Wait, I don't know how you got to that segment, but okay, that's cool. All right.
I just
Okay,
go.
you leapt great leap forward. Isn't that Mao Zedong did?
Yeah, that
Mao
is
Zedong great leap forward.
the
Well, Luke
great leap
Chu did
forward.
his own great leap forward.
I
Okay,
did.
so the
And
second part of the question, what is
And the
that?
second question is,
Yeah.
when I remember like San Diego Comic-Con from maybe it was about 10 years ago. Like in 2009. Can't believe that was just 10 years. That was a decade ago. But like I remember like seeing them like do crazy shit on the Marriott. Like, do you remember there was this really bad sci-fi alien invasion movie that came out, and they had like a big old graphic wrapped around
Yeah.
the Marriott, and they had
Yeah.
floating human being balloon shaped balloons in the skies all over.
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah,
Okay.
because like the movie featured like these UFOs coming down and sucking people up from the cities.
What was that? Was that the Tom Cruise one?
No,
War
no,
of the
it wasn't
Worlds?
No, it wasn't
No?
that
Okay.
one. No, but it was pretty. I saw the movie because I was intrigued by the promotional.
Was the
effort.
movie bad? Like it ultimately was bad,
it was
right?
shit.
So
It
I
was-
remember this too. I remember people in the sky or like balloons of people.
Yeah.
But I remember the promotion of it. I remember the movie being not the. I never
No.
saw the movie, but I remember it wasn't with a big star.
Yeah.
Or did it have a big? It might
No,
have.
it didn't have a big star.
I just remember a sci-fi movie one. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it sucked. It sucked.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, I just don't see that kind of effort anymore.
I mean, do they have to? Is that why?
I mean, I kind of think they should, because like, do you remember when Scott Pilgrim was coming out as a movie?
Yeah, they
Do you
pushed
remember?
it.
Oh my god, that thing was on everything. You
and
fucking walk
and
around.
it's amazing, right?
The gaslight.
They pushed it that hard. It was, I guess, they thought it was the right audience, and yeah,
a
you're
little
right.
too indie. A
You're
little
right.
too indie.
Yeah.
But like, I just don't see that kind of like promotion anymore.
Yeah.
Like, do you maybe?
Well, because especially last Comic-Con, what was the big? I mean, Aquaman, right? It was Aquaman.
Was it?
They promoted Aquaman a lot there.
Aquaman didn't come out until this year.
Yeah, I
didn't
know,
it?
but they were promoting Aquaman. There was no Game of Thrones, no Star Wars, none of that.
Oh, we gotta talk about Game of
No,
Thrones.
yeah, none of those. There was no Walking Dead, right? None of those things were at Comic-Con last
Right.
year.
Well, I mean, The Walking Dead always have that one fucking huge booth with a bunch of fucking actors
But
playing
they didn't.
zombies.
They didn't do the normal, like a panel and promotion. Like there was nothing that showed me Walking Dead last year,
Really?
or Game of Thrones, or not. Yeah, Star Wars. All those three things were out,
Ah.
and there was a little bit of Wonder Woman, but that was still, it was weird. Maybe it was just a weird, but that I mean, there's no End Game. There's no like some of these big properties. Maybe it just was an off year.
I don't know,
We'll
because
see.
because Hollywood never has an off year.
No, there's got to be on
They are on
24/7.
Yeah,
right?
365.
Yeah.
So fucking yeah. So I'm kind of under the impression that things are slowing down for San Diego
Could
Comic-Con.
be. Could be.
I kind of hope it does.
Do you think they pushed it past the level it needs to go, or it could go to, for it to be effective?
I think
You know what
so.
I'm saying? And then they're like, let's just pull back because, we put all this money into fucking putting wraps on a building.
Yeah.
And then what did that get us? Like, what's the return on
Well, I
investment?
mean, like, look, when you
ROI, dog.
when you fucking wrap, when you fucking
fuck?
try and gold leaf shit,
Yeah.
it's still shit.
Yeah. Polishing a turd.
Yeah.
You polish that turd as much as you want, it's still a
Still
turd.
you know?
Yeah.
So
it's gonna be a
fucking
shiny
like it.
turd,
But you know what? I actually I thought the Scott Pilgrim movie, if you like
That was cool,
ignored
man.
the comics,
Yeah.
Brian O'Malley's fucking comics, which I thought were great.
Yeah.
But like fucking and just paid attention to enjoyed it as a movie that obviously was inspired from the comic.
Yeah.
It was a fun movie.
Totally. I liked it.
Yeah. I mean, like, I thought the choice of what's his name,
Michael Cera?
Michael Cera
Yeah.
as Pilgrim was great.
It's fine with me.
Yeah.
I thought it was fine.
I didn't really care too much for the Asian chick, the Knives Chow
Right,
character.
right.
I thought Knives Chow should have looked a little bit more fobby.
Who's the guy that played the bigger? Was he like the vegan, whatever?
Oh yeah, the vegan.
Was he? Did he play Superman, or he became he's a something? He's like a bigger actor now. Doing
really?
something. Yeah.
I had no idea.
He's in a bigger movie now. I don't know what. Recently, yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, it's all good.
So then we had the show. Mari Inukai had a show.
Cones of. What is it called? Cones of Silence?
Cones of Vision.
Cones of
Vision,
Silence.
yes.
Cones of Vision.
Yes. So she gathered her animation buddies from school and had a show. Did a mural with the one and only Frederator guy.
Frederator. Whoa.
What's his name?
What is it? The creator of
Adventure Time.
Penn Ward.
Oh, Penn Ward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Frederator.
Yeah. Penn Ward.
Yeah, did a mural collaboration with him.
Yep.
You know, it's a kind of a minimalist show.
Yeah.
You know, but it's a cool show.
Yeah.
It's a very cool show. You know, speaking of shows, I am curating a show for this August, and it's a food-themed show, and I'm opening it up to submissions. I want to discover new artists that...
Damn, you are in danger land. Wait,
yes.
Where's the show taking place? At Balcony Coffee? It's at Balcony Coffee.
No, you know, and if you get chosen, you will be featured in this show. You will be featured.
Because this will be, otherwise it's at Balcony Coffee.
No.
This is open submissions.
This is not...
You're gonna throw shit onto the wall and see what sticks.
It's open submissions, but it doesn't. It's not a guarantee.
So what are they going to do? They're going to
email me.
Oh, good.
You know, images.
Like, please do not send us stuff without solicitation.
No, yeah,
because you know what's going to happen?
Yeah.
It's going to sit forever, and you're going to go, I want it back, and I'm going to go, dude, hell no.
Yep. You have to email me examples of artwork. You can email it to me at lucaschukas@gmail.com. That's LUCASCHUCAS. It's pretty easy to spell.
Wow.
At gmail.com.
Wow. And you got this in at the beginning, early segment of the podcast, which is good.
I'll be reminding people again at the end.
Awesome.
You know, because I was thinking like, why I was going to do this at the end, but nobody fucking listens all the way to the end. You know.
Actually, I think we got not a lot, but I mean a decent amount of comments. To me anyway, saying good job, like the podcast, love the podcast. Because at the end, I think I mentioned last podcast, hey, give us some feedback.
Yeah,
and I got some, which was really nice. But that means people did listen to the end to get there.
Oh.
So I appreciate you listening to the end.
Yeah,
because at the end is where all the good shit's at.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Fuck
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I mean, like, boom, it's the money shot.
Yeah, you don't cut the porno like early, you know?
Well, you just cut it off when you're done.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, gross.
Well, so how was? I mean, I stopped by the opening. It was a cute show.
Yeah.
You know, there was a lot of interesting like little pieces. There was that one guy who did the Cura themed.
Oh yeah, that was cool
Stuff. Yeah, it was.
His name was Chris Wood.
Chris Wood.
I don't even know who he is, but he was really good.
Nice.
Really cool.
Nice.
Cool guy too.
I thought it was a fun show.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
it was tight.
It was tight,
right? That's how you can
like you even had to clear out the frickin' island.
Yeah,
you know, to accommodate
some sculptures. Yeah,
you know,
that's cool.
So you know, like I thought that the girl who did the sculptural stuff with the faces, you know, I thought it was fun. It was interesting stuff.
Rami Kim's her name. Good stuff.
Yeah, I should follow her on the Instagrams.
Yeah,
you know. But then after all that.
Boom! I went on a trip and went to Korea to see. Really, the reason was to see James Jean's art show.
So, have you been to Korea before?
I've never been to Korea.
Was it awesome?
I was only there a day and a half, and what little I saw was fine. But was it awesome? I don't know. I didn't get to see much of it. But I was happy because I went to Japan right afterwards, and you can't beat that. I don't care if Korea was amazing. Or is amazing, I missed out because I went to Japan and that was amazing.
Oh, come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, fucking, okay, did you eat anything in Korea? You had to have eaten. You were there for a day and a half.
I ate stuff that was what I would eat Korean food here, kind of like that. Maybe a little better, maybe not. I don't know, but very good. I enjoyed it.
Did you obviously went to the like VIP?
I went to the James Jean's reception, the VIP reception.
Yeah. Did they have like food and stuff like that there?
That was like not really. I mean, it was like hors d'oeuvres kind of a thing. It was very Western. I mean, it's not like they handed you duck boki on a fucking toothpick and went, here you go.
So they were like, oh, James Jean is American, so we will,
It was
he likes American food.
Nah, dude, just think this is at Lotte World Tower, right?
Yeah, so tell me about the venue.
Well, so this building is, what is it, like in the world, like fifth or sixth tallest in the world, right?
Wow.
It's a giant tower. It's not cheating either. It's not like a big tower with a steeple that's like 1,000 feet. You know what I'm saying?
No. It's like stories, right?
No, it's like 125 stories or something. Like it's tall. It's like it's under 2,000 feet, but I mean it's really tall.
Yeah.
So it's one of the tallest buildings probably in Korea for sure, and
If not Asia.
not in Asia. I think it's like fifth or something in Asia, and in the world like sixth or something. But
I didn't know Asia had the five tallest. And
yeah, there's a bunch of tall ass buildings in Asia.
But
they're
then
in China.
the absolute tallest is not in Asia, or is it?
It's in Dubai.
Fucking Dubai.
Dubai, and I think that's like really tall, dude. It's like half a mile tall or something.
Oh.
It's crazy. But so I did. I got to go to the top of the building. I got to walk on the glass floor, which scared the shit out of me.
Really?
Yeah, there's a glass floor that you could walk on, and you see the street far below, right?
I've done glass floors before. At what used to be the Sears building, they have
in
those
Chicago?
in Chicago. They have those glass boxes that protrude out of the building.
Yeah.
And those floors are hard. It's hard to keep the illusion of.
Dude, it scared the shit out of me. Man.
Floating.
Oh no! It's scary, man.
Oh, they must have had it really nice and clean for you.
Yeah,
at the time.
it was scary.
Because it
was scary.
If you go to the normal like public observation deck in Chicago, it's like all scuffed up, and it's just like whatever.
No, this was pretty scary, dude. I was uncomfortable. So I actually.
Do you not like heights?
Yeah. The bad part about it is, I mean. This is like what people face when they're like gonna jump off a building, right? It's scary as fuck. I mean, this is how low people go, right? They see this and they're like, I'm just gonna kill myself. I'm gonna jump off a building, and you're just like, dude, it's so high up.
Right.
It is scary.
I wonder how long it takes to fall from like those kind of heights.
I have no idea.
At least about like 10 seconds.
It's scary as fuck. So, anyways, so James's art show takes place in that building, and it's on the 7th floor. It's not the entire floor, but it's sizable. It's a big space.
Really?
Yeah, they call it Lotte Museum. It's
Lotte.
Lotte Museum. There's like a mall too, and that
Lotte
mall
is the snack company, right?
Yeah, but it's more than snacks. I mean, they got hotels. They have a baseball team in Japan. It's a giant conglomerate.
Okay,
and it's also like Japan and Korea.
Oh.
So evidently Mr. Lotte, whoever he is a Korean man who was born or raised in Japan. Oh. So he started off in Japan, and then, he blew up, and then he said, fuck it, I'm going to bring this to Korea. And also, so he exists in both Japan and Korea.
Wow.
And it's a giant company. But yeah, the 7th floor, huge. I don't know if it's the whole floor, but it's a sizable amount of that floor. And it is a giant designed, I don't want to say maze, but kind of. There's room after room after room after room of artwork by James.
Wow.
Yeah, it's big.
Room after room
after room after room after room after room after room, and maybe more. Because there's
literally this many, like
at least 6 rooms.
Oh,
maybe
how
more.
many pieces are in each fucking room?
Some rooms have that giant painting, so there's like 7, and then some rooms have like a bunch of drawings, like a bunch of sketchbooks drawings, and that's like a shit ton
Guesstimate
there.
how many pieces?
I think I read that there's 500 pieces altogether.
500 fucking pieces.
Well, I mean, don't forget some are sketchbook pages, so there's like sketchbook stuff.
How long was that? How long? I mean, he just had a fucking show a little while ago, didn't he? In fucking for Murakami's fucking gallery.
But that's small compared. I mean, that's like one room and one,
Yeah, how many pieces did I mean, like, I saw the photos. He had fucking the stained glass shit,
20,
and
15 pieces there or something.
Okay,
but
so how long was James fucking working on this fucking thing?
And keep in mind, this is sort of like James Jean's career. So this is
okay.
all the shit. He borrowed work.
Right.
It shows early stuff from, is it Fables, the comic stuff? It goes through his entire career. So it's a career show, and it's epic.
So it's a retrospective.
It's current. It's also retrospective. It's giant too, and there's advertising all over the place. Like it's completely integrated with the mall. There's a mall, right? Like a fucking mall with like high end. I don't know, Bulgari. There's a Zara probably. There's everything, right?
Right.
There's all those brands. What's the other one? I don't know. I don't know. Just all the malls that you would see at like or the shops
At a high-end mall, like
yeah,
they have a Louis Vuitton and a
like I
fucking.
don't know about Louis Vuitton, but the Century City Mall. Just think of it that way. That there's everything, multi floors.
They have
of
an
mall.
Apple store and blah blah blah. They definitely have a Shake Shack.
They may have, but they have all the shit there. And James Jean's advertising for his show is everywhere.
Well, I mean, it's their fucking building, right?
Yes.
I mean, like, come on.
Yeah, so it's integrated though. Like they could have just said, well,
like they're charging people to fucking attend get into the fucking museum,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, well, I mean, like, they didn't spend shit. They just fucking
promoted.
did their own fucking thing. I'm sure every
promoted.
motherfucker who gets, into that fucking museum gets advertised the same fucking way. Now, if that shit was
giant,
outside of the fucking mall, if they had fucking balloons, if they had a fucking Goodyear blimp saying James Jean's a pimp,
But there's it's like, man, it was like.
I mean, James Jean is a pimp.
It's on the
so
side.
like, it's not a question.
But it is it's on the side of the mall building outside. You could see it. It is there, but it's like right when you walk in, there's like a weird sculpture thing that they made based on James's art. That's sort of like disposable. Probably it didn't look that great, but the whole thing was, it was all it was James everywhere. There's like fucking posters everywhere, signs everywhere, all that kind of shit everywhere. And evidently, James said that it was in the top 5 of all art shows in Korea for pre-sold tickets.
Nice.
Yeah, like it in I don't know about in history, but it like there's Disney I think was ahead of him. Like there's like a few things ahead of him.
It's fucking Disney has Asia by the fucking balls.
But anyways, that epic, that amazing, and I walked through it. I saw Tarada there, and we walked through the whole show, finished, and then I looked at Tarada and I was like, we got to start over again. Like I saw the whole show, but it's not enough. So we walked through it a second time, and then we're just like, okay, done. But I feel like I still shortchanged it. Like I want to see it one more time. Wow. It's that, and usually I don't do that. I mean, I'm good with it once, but this show I saw twice, and I'm still not satisfied. Like I really need one more trip. So it's worth seeing one more time.
Note to self: you've made it if Eric is going to travel out of the country to see your show.
This show is giant, dude. It's hard to even explain. It's just big. It's worthy of going into a giant museum here. In size wise, it can fit into any big museum here. Mm-hmm. It's that big. So, yeah.
Wow. Did the museum was James doing all the coordinate? Is James one of those guys that keeps track of every single fucking painting that he sold?
I'm assuming so. Yeah. I think so. I'm sure he has a database or something because, there's all these.
I have no idea.
All the old paintings, all the major paintings that he wanted to bring are there, and he got them borrowed, and they're in the show. And it looked really cool to see it all together. And we did a post show VIP dinner. I went to that, and it was just rad.
So was that like fucking hardcore Korean food? Because I mean,
No,
Japan's great and all, but fucking like I've never been to Korea. So fucking tell me about fucking Korea.
No. Well,
was it fucking cold? It should have been fucking cold.
It was a little colder than Japan, but in the end, man, the air was fucking sandy and
sandy.
Dude, it's all from China. Like the smog. Like we went up to the top of the building. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be a nice day today. It's smoggy. Every day it was smoggy that I was there. I mean, 2 days, but it was smoggy. Like I was just like, what is this? And I was like, oh, it's smog, and it's really fucks up your lungs and shit. So you better just stay indoors.
Or let's get a mask.
Yeah. A lot of people had masks, and it's just really harsh on your lungs, I think. Yeah. That's one thing about Korea. It's a little bit polluted. Had I gone longer, I mean, I could have gone and seen more things, but the problem is that Lotte World Tower is in kind of downtown in a financial area.
Okay, so which means it's boring as fuck.
Right, so you gotta go 30 minutes or an hour away,
or just fucking take a train. I'm sure it's got a public transportation system.
Quite good. I didn't use that. I was only there a day and a half, so I was just right in that area exploring, and I'm like, I realized I was like, oh,
it's a bunch of fucking suits. Every fucking financial district is the most boring as shit fucking part of the fucking city.
Yeah. I kind of started looking that way, but there's a lot of buildings that are copy and paste. Like it looks like. Like they copied and pasted that building like 25 times. Well, I saw a lot of that too.
Isn't there like a thing about like condominiums in Korea where like they're just building those like it's literally like weeds of the same fucking building?
Yeah. I saw that, a lot of that. I was like, oh, look at they all look the same. It looks like copy and paste. Just
Yeah, it's like that's like kind of like
Like China,
Singapore
maybe,
has like
yeah.
that too,
I see.
because like
they're
you
trying to
know,
house a lot of people.
in Singapore you don't own, only the stupid rich fucking like own property
Wow.
there. Everybody else, I mean, like they kind of own their place, but it's more like a lease that like goes up to 80 years or something like that.
I see.
You know?
I think isn't Irvine like that too? I heard Irvine is like that.
I
That
don't
you're
know.
you're
I don't give
leasing
a fuck
stuff.
about the OC.
Yeah, I know.
That play-
Yeah, I know. I got you.
Oh, so did you eat like fucking Korean barbecue? Did you eat
I
fucking
did
spicy
once.
tofu?
I
mean,
didn't
like,
eat no spicy tofu, but I ate Korean barbecue once, and I forgot. I ate something else the other day.
Do you eat something? It
It was good, dude.
did
I
you eat-
mean, but I didn't like, like, did I eat at the best place in Korea that known for being the best?
Yeah,
at anything?
there's. I saw
No.
this great video on
I
this
just-
Michelin star fucking
Yeah.
Korean
No, I
restaurant
didn't
that
go
looks
there.
fucking bomb.
I didn't go there. I went to just whatever I was like, oh, let's just go here. And it looked good, and it was good, man.
And I
was
saw these
great.
videos of these like crazy malls that you could like these crazy open air shop, not open air, but they're kind of like open air, like
Yeah,
kind of
just like Japan, man. They got like a basement where you can go in, and it's like, holy shit, there is like street food everywhere.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you find any of that shit?
Yeah, I did. That's
in Korea,
the mall,
not in fucking Japan. I mean, like I know that shit fucking
the
exists
mall
in
I
Japan.
was in Korea had it too, and it was amazing. That looked amazing.
Did it have like fucking $500 watermelons and fucking?
square watermelon, triangle watermelons in Korea, dog? No,
Whoa.
no.
Okay,
But
so,
Korea's great.
Well,
It is great. I was there for a short time though, because I knew that what I think would be greater was just 2 hours away on a flight.
Oh man.
That's what I thought.
Oh, I mean, like I
Well, just because I don't know
I'm
my
there with you, man. Like I'm, because I'm like deep in that fucking Japanese nerd shit, fucking culture.
Korea is rad, but I just need to know people there more, and I would have to like have it planned better because I kind of didn't.
Well, I mean, like we talked about
sure
this,
it's
the
rad.
stereotype
But I don't drink.
about Korea is the drinking
I'm
thing.
I'm not a drinker, so
They
you know.
love their soju.
Oh hell yeah!
They love their soju bombs.
And I hate to say it, I don't love the soju or the beer. So
I've actually one of the reasons why I don't drink personally is because I mean, like, blah blah blah, recovering addict, yada yada.
Right.
But the thing is that alcohol never was really a problem for me because of what I fondly refer to as ADS.
What's
Asian drinking syndrome.
What's that? I probably have the same thing.
Which is me, like, I just need to drink about, this much,
there you go. Me too.
beer, and boom, fucking, like, my face will fucking explode with a rush of blood.
Yep, me too. And then
know.
I don't. Does that happen to Korean people?
I don't
I feel like they're immune.
No, I mean, like, you see enough fucking, like...
All I know is I see fucking chicks and they're just drinking and getting fucked up and
they wear so much
fucking.
fucking makeup that fucking,
We can't
you
see.
can't
You're
see
actually
it.
red, but you're pale white.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, I mean, like...
I think Koreans are just heavyweight alcohol drinkers, man.
Well, actually, from what I understand,
pound.
it's only like 33% of Asians experience that.
Really?
Yeah, it's only a third of us, man. Like
Wow.
everybody else is fucking like able to drink with
No, I can't do
the
With the
rest of
fish.
the world with the fish.
Yeah, man. No, I can't do it.
Yeah, and so that's the reason why I'm like, you know what, I don't want to
Yeah.
fucking
I chill
I just
on
don't
that.
wear red,
I don't do it either.
So and also I'm at that age where I just like
All I know
I don't
is,
feel like I need to impress anybody anymore.
that's true. But all I know is Japan's hard to beat, and I'm not willing to test it because I think I'm good just right there. So I went to Japan. That
Okay.
is why I left.
Well, see, here's another thing.
That is my
like,
reason.
I think a lot of Asian people and this goes back to the Japan thing. A lot of Asian people still turn red. Maybe even Korea too.
Right.
The reason why is because if you watch enough fucking whenever you see, say stereotypes of Asian people drinking and through through media such as anime or television or something like
Right.
it's always red cheeks.
Right.
Which means, and then if you go to fucking Japan, you see enough fucking salarymen fucking stumbling out of bars.
Yeah.
And they're like red like radishes.
Yep. They're wasted too.
Oh, fucking wasted.
Yep,
Like, my friend Luke Rook, who is a Sofubi producer, you know him.
Sure.
Would always joke around that it's not a fucking, salaryman drinking party till somebody pulls their dick out. And so, whenever I see them, I'm like, that guy, it's the guy who's being carried by his two fucking buddies has to have, pulled his dick out.
Oh my god,
You
that's
know?
fucking gnarly.
But fucking okay. Wait, I think I'm trying to see whether or not I had any more questions. Actually, no. It's funny. It was my friend Patrick from Monkey King's birthday. Over
5-0.
5-0. I know, and we
I'm
went
watching.
to we did this little birthday party thing.
Oh,
And
you went?
Yeah.
Was that the boat?
At the boat?
You went to the boat.
I went to the boat,
Wow.
and I met up with a bunch of people that I apparently had met, but I totally forgot. And they're all actors and stuff like that. And according to one of them, the way Chinese people fool themselves into believing that turning red is okay is that like they think it's healthy.
No.
They think that
Well, maybe it is healthy that it's telling you, hey, don't drink anymore.
right.
Like and that way it's protecting you.
They believe that it's like a circulation thing. It's proof that
I don't
like
know
your
about
circulation. That. Yeah, no. Well, I mean, like fucking. That's the reason why fucking. I mean, I don't know. Fucking some Chinese people are just fucking ridiculous. But like, yeah.
Wait,
so-
are the Chinese, do you think, more lightweight just in general, like drinking wise?
No, Chinese people, Japanese people, and Korean people love to fucking drink.
Yeah.
Like my mom loves a drink. I know she does. She doesn't love to drink, but she enjoys one.
Right.
So, like especially in winter, during the winter.
Oh, I see.
She'll she enjoys like rice wine and stuff like that.
Damn.
But I know she turns pink. I know she turns.
Damn.
I could see a little hint of the glow. I've never seen her drunk, but like but like.
Shit.
I had a drinking phase. Did you have a drinking phase?
Not too much. No.
No?
Not really.
Yeah.
Was just like am I going to drink 3 beers and then die? That's what's going to happen.
Well, the thing is that like, I lived in San Luis Obispo.
Right.
I lived in downtown San Luis Obispo,
Right.
which means I was walking distance from all the bars and I was, just looking for something to be a part of.
Right.
And so like, that's I drank. I drank all the time.
Damn.
Like daily.
Really?
Yeah, almost
Wow.
daily.
Wow.
And it got to a point
What
where
did you drink?
I would drink beer and cocktails.
Shit.
Like
What,
wine,
like a gin? No, gin
and
tonic.
gin and tonics,
Okay.
vodka tonics with bitters.
Wow.
I would drink like
You partied.
Yeah, well, college town. What else are you gonna fucking do?
Right.
And so I I got to a point where I was apparently able to like not get as red as I used to.
Oh, I see.
I'm
sure you can bust it, but man.
But the thing is that if I took a break from it for like a couple
Sure.
weeks and I picked up a drink again, boom, it was like being back at square one again.
I don't know. I don't enjoy it, so I don't.
No,
I don't get.
yeah,
I don't.
I don't. Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not at all into it at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still single, so fucking whenever I do go on dates with women who do drink,
So do you just drink very little and hope they get drunk?
No, I don't hope that they get drunk.
okay.
I just, that's no. But I know that they do. I know some people will feel uncomfortable,
Right.
unless they're drinking.
Yeah. So do you fake it? You're like, I love this drink, man.
I'm fucking wasted. No,
You fake it?
no.
Yeah.
I just
Oh,
I
I'm so
explain
drunk.
explain to them that like I'm a cheap drunk,
Right.
and I'll usually like will nurse a beer for like hours.
Oh my God.
Hours,
Yeah.
and never usually make it all the way down. As
Damn.
soon as I
Well,
feel,
shit gets all warm too.
oh yeah.
And it's like, might as well just have piss in there and it'd be the same thing.
As long as the conversation's interesting, then fucking, I'll just
That warm beer you're just drinking near the end. You're just
sipping
like,
it. I'm sipping it like tea, man. I'm sipping it like tea, like bitter like tea.
Oh man. Suffering. Okay, I get
But
it.
it's I mean that's only to fucking like get to know people better.
Right.
So okay, Japan.
Japan.
What airport did you fly into?
Haneda.
Oh, nice.
Airport. So
Nice.
yeah.
That's the island one, right?
No. That's Kansai Airport. Haneda
Kansai.
is the other one in Tokyo, just not the bigger one. It's the smaller one.
Wait, there's
It's
three
sort of-
airports in Tokyo?
Technically, just I think the ones that you would use would be two. It's Haneda or Narita, right?
Narita.
But the other one you're talking about, Kansai, that's Osaka, and that's on an island.
Oh, okay.
And that one
yeah.
island is sinking, right? Supposedly.
Oh, it's because people don't know how to build land.
But Haneda is closer to Shinjuku, like 30 minutes.
I've flown into Haneda. I've flown.
Yeah, that's the way to go. Because
Yeah,
Narita's like you got to take a longer train ride. Haneda, I think I took a cab. So I took a cab leaving Japan to go to Haneda because I was just like, screw this. I don't want to deal with the train. And it took 20 minutes by cab. Yeah, or something like that. 20 something minutes. It was quick.
It's a nice airport.
Yeah, it's smaller. It's easier, and it's like going to Burbank or Long Beach. Well, not quite that small, but it's still an international airport.
Right.
And but it's good. So yeah, use Haneda, and I flew out of Gimpo, which is their smaller airport in Korea, because their big one is Incheon, and that's on an island.
Oh yeah,
itself
flying from one Asian country to another Asian country, you don't have to deal too hard with deal with.
So I
huge...
actually used the smaller airports in both, and it was easy and good. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Did you? So what'd you do? You saw some of my T-shirts apparently.
Oh yeah. So the Luke Chu bootlegs live on.
Yes.
Did you know that? I mean, you've been there, right, to the shop that sells your bootleg shirts?
Oh yeah, right there in the corner of fucking.
So I've actually never been to that. I've been inside of Nakano Broadway 10 times, maybe 10 times, right?
Yeah, I've been there about 3 or 4 times.
Maybe 10, and I've never seen that shop. And across that shop, literally across it, is a shop called Taco Che, right? Taco Che is like a zine shop.
Oh.
And it's like a zine comic, but more zine, small, right? And
is that new? I mean, like, is it?
Someone told me it's been there 10 years.
Well, I've seen a bookstore there.
So I've seen bookstores there, like plural, but this is like a zine shop. Really, it's like art books, art zines, small.
Yeah. Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about.
But it's right across
it's
from
like
the
this little narrow fucking thing.
It's tiny.
Yeah.
But it's right across from where your shirts are. And I've been in that building 10 times. I probably walked by it 10 times, and I've never seen it until this trip.
It's because there's weird. The way that fucking thing is laid out, like there's secret floors there,
I think so, because I was like, what is this place? Like, I was looking for it because I've always wanted to go there, and I was like, oh, it's right here, but I've never, I didn't even know, I never saw it. So you're right.
By one of the porn stores, they have a vending machine in there, and like I think the last time
there's a porn. See, I've never even seen a porn store.
Yeah, there's
there.
a porn store there. You can find. Yeah, they literally will have like hanging on a wall used panties that come with a Polaroid of the model.
See, I've never
wearing
that's in Nakano Broadway.
Nakano Broadway.
Is that new?
No.
See, I've been there, like I said, I've been there that many times.
They got
I've never
fucking mad at me because I fucking tagged their wall.
Yeah, I know you did that and got in trouble. Well, yeah, so I went to Nakano Broadway because I went to Sticky Monger, right? Juhi Sticky Monger from New York, the artist.
Oh, yeah,
She had a show at Takashi Murakami's small gallery there.
Wow.
Yeah. Hidari Zingaro, it's called, I believe. And she had a show there.
Wow.
So I actually went to that opening. So it just happened to be there the day of type of thing. And I went there. And it was, I was like, hey, there it is. And it's just one of the open spaces that could easily be a bunch of used toys. But no, it's it's a gallery.
Right. Yeah, it's like right across from his fucking cafe, right?
Not exactly. No. It's close, though. But not exactly, yeah, not right across.
Well, I was going back to that vending machine.
Actually, it's on a different floor.
On the porn store. Like I remember like walking out Nakano Broadway, into the other main shopping center area, and then thinking to myself, you know what, I need to fucking because they, the porn gashapon stuff. It's like they don't show you what the hell you're buying, and they don't fucking. It's all like marked up. It's all in Japanese, so you have no idea what the fuck you're getting yourself involved into.
They have porn gashapon?
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay.
And I was like, I am going to fucking go back and fucking spend my fucking 500 yen and fucking get, whatever the hell is in there, because I'm just so curious.
And you have no idea what was in this. So basically, gashapon, for all that you don't know, for those of you who don't know, is
capsule toys.
Capsule toy, vending machine, capsule toy.
Yeah,
right?
There's an entire fucking. There's actually a store in Nakano Broadway that is just like
I've seen those.
You buy complete sets. Of.
Yeah. There's probably more than one, but there's a whole bunch.
Yeah, it's and it's also mostly a mandarake. Mandarake, in case you don't know, it's supposed to be mandrake, but because like Japanese Romanized Japanese always has like
Mandarake.
mandarake.
Yeah.
If you
got
go to
everything.
mandarake.jp, you could like find all kinds of great Japanese toys through their website. But I tried finding the store again. I thought I walked every single flight of stairs, every single floor, and I could not find it again.
Wow.
You
So
know?
wait, you
But
might
I mean,
not.
like because people were waiting for me to like
So
I
wait,
didn't.
you couldn't find it?
I couldn't find it again.
Maybe it like somehow morphs or something.
And by the way, the reason
That'd
why
be funny. They just
I tagged that wall was because there was a bunch of signatures
right.
on the
But
wall.
those signatures are probably what, porn stars?
Probably.
And you decided to put a I
I just drew a little bear and
Right.
wrote bear head on it.
and then you got in trouble when you got home.
Like a couple months later.
A couple months. So do you think it took them a long time to find the tag? Like, do you think they were like, "Hey, what's this?" And then they dealt with it and looked it up and tried to figure it out, or what happened?
I was shocked that they found me.
A couple months later. Wow.
I was completely shocked that they found me.
Probably maybe an American went, Luke Rook, for example, went, "That's Luke Chu. Here's his email address."
You know what's really interesting
would
about
be really
Mandarake is they have these stores, and Luke Rook was explaining it to me, but like,
Sure.
there's these stores in there, and if you like look inside, you'll see all these glass cabinets. And there's like one person like sitting in front of it, and basically what it is people selling their stuff in these glass cabinets.
Oh, you mean individual people?
Yeah, individual people.
Yeah. I forgot, what do they call that? A cube something? Like there's a name for it, but yeah, I've been to those.
Yeah.
So it's like individuals, like you could rent one of those cubes, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
put your shit in it that you want to
I
sell.
remember Luke's girlfriend at the time who was also doing like kind of some crafty art thing, and was doing this thing that's kind of inspired by just how like muffy fucking Japanese muffs are. Yeah.
Wow.
And so it was just like these weird triangles of like
Right. Toupees.
hair and shit like that.
Right.
With the implication of like the camel toe and everything like
Wow.
that. And I was just like,
What is it made out of?
it looks like troll fur.
Oh, I see.
Wow. And
Okay.
I was like,
So she was selling that
she was selling that in the cases and stuff, and I think Luke even had like a case too where he
Wow.
was selling stuff.
Oh, cool.
See,
I have no idea where that one is, but like I said, there's so many.
Well, that was all in Nakano Broadway.
Yeah, there's
too.
so many vendors that you might. I mean, it's so easy to walk by one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so wait, well, what else did you do? In Japan, you didn't just fucking.
What else? What do you mean?
I mean, like, did you do anything interesting?
I
fucking hung out in Nakano Broadway for a week.
It was cherry blossom time, so obviously cherry blossoms were everywhere, amazing looking.
Jesse and Linda were in Japan at the time.
Really?
Yeah, I think that they might have been in Kyoto or like Osaka or something like that.
But yeah, so I did that. Ate a lot of ramen. I mean, ramen was just.
Did you get some Michelin star ramen?
I went to one that was in a Michelin guide, but I don't know if it was Michelin starred. But no, I just ran around and enjoyed. Man, it was just a blast. It was amazing.
I'm so jealous.
It was amazing. Every day was amazing. Every day, literally every day was amazing.
Yeah, the thing about
Shoot, every hour was amazing.
Dude,
that's
the thing about
was there any bad hours? I mean, no. Every hour was amazing there.
I am jealous.
Yeah,
I'm jealous.
Yeah, it really was. Seriously, it was that rad for me.
Wait, so how was the Sticky Monger fucking show?
It was awesome, and she's doing stuff with all of her paintings were big. They were all done in aerosol. They were all.
I think
aerosol.
I would like to see her work in aerosol
Very
a little
cool.
bit more.
Very cool.
Because
it looked great. I liked it a lot.
I'm not a fan of her her brush paintings.
But I thought so. You're right. Maybe because I mean it's capturing an image, but I think the aerosol kind of they're big first off, but it was loose but not loose. You know what I'm saying? Like it was sort of like. Yeah, it was kind of interesting. It looked like almost like a painting, and then I realized, oh no, this is all aerosol because she's actually using the technique where you kind of push down on the can a little bit and it spits out the paint.
Right.
Rather than having a clean, thick stream of you're trying to do like.
They actually make
it's actually
tips for that too.
Really?
Yeah, they're all kind of.
Maybe she was using that, but
I don't know. I mean, I'd have to see the work to.
Yeah, no, it just looks like it's like as if you push it in like a quarter, and it's kind of it's like that, and that's what it all looked like.
Yeah,
it looked really good, man.
They had these. It's called a transfer cap, and basically what it has is a straw that extends out of the nozzle, and what it does is I think the paint from that would normally be aerated, from the point, is collects in the straw, and then the propellant just spits it out as it drops.
I get it.
Yeah.
So that's all stuff like that. that Os Gimeos, the twins from Brazil, where they were doing that a long time ago. Kind of that, and that was sort of like bad technique here,
Actually, I bought a ton of those kind of caps.
But that was a long time ago, because I think that was bad technique a long time ago, like way back. That was considered kind of sloppy, but that's just what they used. It looks more like a painting. So the show was great. I saw Mr. Murakami was there. Saw him too, which was cool. Said, nice. What's up? And he was like, what the fuck's up, Eric, motherfucker?
What the fuck up, dude?
Bitch.
Does he call you bitch?
No. But I did get to see him, which is cool. And it was nice. And I saw Mr. Terada.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, you saw him in Korea too,
right? A bunch of times. But yeah, I saw him a lot in Japan, and then. But no, just a blast, man. What can I say?
You ate a bunch of ramen.
Like 6 times or 5 times.
That's easy. It's easy to do that in Japan because it's Japan. The fucking ramen there's good.
Yes.
You know, the ramen here in Los Angeles is meaty fucking ochre.
Yeah. I'm glad you could say that. It's true. It's mediocre. Even the best ones that you may say is the best is just mediocre.
It's fucking mediocre, man.
Yeah.
Like, that's the reason.
In the end, yes.
No, I mean, look, Sujita. I mean,
I'm good with Sujita's original tsukemen is still pretty good.
But it's still just meaty fucking ochre.
I don't know, but see,
maybe it's an B plus.
Yeah, it's tsukemen, so I mean, the ones I had in Japan were good. I think that one was pretty good, but the hot ramen that I've had everywhere, no, that's where things really drop off for me.
Right.
The ramen in America that I've had is just a huge drop off, especially the hot. Like soup.
The soup,
ramen.
Right?
Yeah,
like especially was it tsukadon? No, what's it called? Like the pork broth.
Tonkotsu broth.
Tonkotsu broth.
Dude.
Yeah. They can't.
It's just far off.
Okay, first of all, they're using fucking American fucking pork.
That's already a problem.
Which is probably one of the problems. You're using fucking LA water, even if it's fucking filtered. It's still fucking LA fucking water.
Yeah.
Which has probably got problems on its right there.
Well, it's got fluoride in it for sure. I don't know if you could taste that, but
I don't know if you could taste that either. But it probably doesn't help.
No. Yeah, there's a lot, and I realize that a lot of ramen here. Let's say the very best ramen here, the best single place, maybe that's equivalent, maybe not, but the average here is really bad compared. Like the average, because there's a ramen place now in almost every area, right? Has a ramen place. Like there's Venice ramen, there's a Mar Vista ramen, there's ramen everywhere, and all those are probably on the mediocre to like really low compared to Japan. Like that's really bad,
like Tatsu fucking ramen, like that's fucking solid mediocre fucking ramen. I don't know why fucking people fucking line up for that shit, but you're lining up for mediocrity.
Damn. Wow.
There's literally a fucking ramen place that right by my apartment. It's called Kai Ramen. I would even say it's a little bit better than Tatsu Ramen, and there's no fucking wait at all. Whenever I fucking want to go and have fucking ramen, I could go have the same level of mediocre fucking ramen
so the best is
as I could get in the fucking West Side.
The best is when you get a ramen fan from Japan who comes here and then they try ramen and then they I said, what do you think? And they said, just average. They say it's just average.
Yeah.
And then I said, well, what do you think about the soup part? And then they'll say, it's tonkotsu, but I don't understand it. And I'm like, oh, weird. That's the response. They don't understand. It doesn't have a direction.
Right.
It's
right. It's like fucking going to a pho place and fucking you take a spoonful of the soup and all you taste is broth.
Yeah,
it shouldn't be like that. Even pho broth needs direction.
Yeah, they're saying it has no characteristic. They're just I don't. They say I don't understand this ramen. Is what I've heard.
Right.
I don't understand this. What is this?
Right.
It's tonkotsu, but I don't understand it.
Right. Yeah, you could tell it's made with fucking pork.
Yeah, and that's all. That's it. And I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. So
fucking, I mean, maybe. Just maybe, if you're going to try and if some ramen place is going to try and live up to the fucking level of a Japanese style fucking ramen place, I think they're going to have to get their hands on some fucking pork that is not fucking factory farmed pork.
Right.
And I think, that they're going to have to fucking do some fucking Tampopo shit and fucking fucking figure out how to just fucking do that broth.
Work harder. That's all it is. Work harder. Your first draft is
I'm saying you're going to have to go to Japan, fucking drill a hole into the fucking kitchen of a fucking ramen place and fucking stare
Spy.
and spy on them. You remember that scene?
Ramen peeper.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, and I also ate twice. I went to Seirinkan, my favorite pizza place in the world. So, and so I actually had pizza twice. And the second time I went, I was thinking,
that's an average week for Eric Nakamura.
Yeah,
isn't
but
it?
I was so, and so the first time I went, I was like, oh, this is delicious. Second time, I was thinking, okay, there might be a drop off because it's the second time within 4 days I'm having pizza, and I was thinking, God, I don't know if I'm up for this. And then, as soon as that pizza showed up and I took a bite, I was like, oh, it's so good.
Right.
Like, nor did I didn't care anymore. So it was great.
Right.
Yeah, and also like the pizza place so it was featured on Ugly Delicious, that David Chang show.
Yeah.
And I went last year before the show ever came out, random.
Right.
And then the show came out, and now the difference is, I think last time I went, there were Japanese people.
Yeah.
And now it was I think there was like 1/3 of the people were Japanese there. Oh. So like it became like a touristy American thing.
Fucking Netflix and BuzzFeed fucking ruining Japan.
Yeah, because when I went, so now the makeup of who's there, it's all different. It's become like touristy, which is great for the business maybe, but the wait wasn't as long as I thought. I mean, I thought I was going to be waiting and having a problem getting in, but it wasn't a problem. But it was totally good, dude. It was amazing. So enjoyed that. Seirinkan pizza is just my favorite, and it's dope. And it's right by cherry blossom time, Nakameguro, where that river is, and there's cherry blossom trees across the river, tons of tourists and all that stuff. But it was still dope, man.
Well, and there's also just tons of fucking Tokyo people fucking doing. Were you there when they were doing all their drinking parties and all that other shit?
I saw that at a park and stuff. People are doing that.
Like fucking like throwing down rugs and fucking like.
I saw it, but I didn't go to the main area where that happens. I went to an area because I was at Nakameguro. You can't do that there. You could just walk because it's there's like a river.
Right.
But I went to another place and I did see some at a park where it was like at night and people are just still there at night. Nighttime,
because they're fucking wasted.
Yeah, all night doing it,
Dude,
so
yeah,
it's
man.
all good.
Nice.
So yeah, but so I would say I ate pretty good, went all over the place, and had a blast.
Have you ever been to the fucking fish market, the big one?
I went there because I stayed right by there. So
is there a thing like
I walked was it 13 minutes or whatever that. The map numbers are 14 minutes away, and it was like I was there. Tsukiji.
Now, here's a question. Like, I've never been to Tsukiji.
So they moved the actual fish market part
it's a new location, right?
So, but the actual outer part where all the vendors and shit are still remains.
Oh, okay.
So, like, there's
So all the the tuna, the last couple times I went there, I was telling fucking my friends I want to go to Tsukiji, and they're like, oh, I don't want to do fucking tourist shit, and I'm like,
everything's
fuck
tourist
you,
shit now.
Man. Like I want to fucking go over there, and I want to fucking eat cheap ass fucking fresh fish and fucking
it looks amazing everywhere. Everything you see there looks amazing. So it's touristy. It is touristy. I hate to say.
There's supposed to be like a bomb ass fucking beef bowl place right outside there, which is ironic because fucking it's
the opposite of fish. But
right.
It was touristy. I'll grant that. Very touristy. But the food doesn't make the food shitty. The food's
right. So there's just food vendors all over that shit, right?
Yeah, all of them look good. Like there's no shitty one. I think they're all good, and it's like
my friends can be so fucking lame sometimes.
Well,
at least the ones I traveled with.
I'm gonna make an admission. I went there. I love all that stuff. I went there full, and I couldn't eat anything. I was too full.
Oh.
But I could. Yeah, it was a bummer. I was like, dude, I just ate, and I went there, and I was like, fuck, I can't do any of this. And I was looking at it, but it looked amazing everywhere.
Like the
so
fucking
I didn't eat any of it.
Like tanks full of sweet shrimp and fucking
it was
sea
everywhere.
urchins all over the fucking place.
Everywhere, yeah. Very amazing looking.
Fucking otoro, fucking
I'll be
little
back.
things of fucking tuna.
Nah, the whole thing is I'll be back. It's not a big deal. But it looked amazing. Everything looked amazing. There's, it just looks all fucking really broken down, but it's like in any alley, there's like, oh, here's a sushi place right here you can go into and just eat, right?
Right.
And then there's street vendors everywhere that you could just get sliced sashimi from, or you could go and get sushi at so many places that are just sort of hidden, but you're like, oh, there's a sushi place. You could tell.
Right.
They're welcoming tourists. I mean, they're there. They want your money badly, so they will give you the good shit for the money.
Right. Well, you know, I mean, like,
It's no big deal. I'm gonna go. I'll be back there. No, it's not a thing.
dude, we gotta fucking.
It's no big deal.
Are we going to fucking plan a trip? Fucking, you know, get people together, like, you know, go to Japan. Come on.
You plan it.
I can't do it by myself. I'm not good at these things.
Oh, dude, you know what a nightmare
Dude,
that's gonna be?
No,
Nah,
just like a small group.
You're gonna be like,
group.
okay, hey, let's meet at the lobby of the hotel at 11 a.m. Or about 1 p.m. You're gonna be sitting there going, I'm still waiting for everybody.
Nah.
And people are like, oh, dude, I couldn't get up, man. I had to take a shit. I couldn't do it. Nah, dude, that sounds like a bad idea. The best way to do the trip like that is maybe if you do a group trip, you just say, hey, we're going to meet at dinner at this place.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing you have planned for the day is we'll meet you at 7 p.m. here. And if you don't show up, we're going to eat there no matter what. There's something like that would be good. Because if you're like, hey, bro, let's all 8 of us go to blah, blah, blah.
No.
You're going to be like suffering,
I think
you're not going to get
I
anywhere.
think groups more than 5 are fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. You're going to like, oh, so-and-so couldn't get out of bed.
I went with a group
It's gonna be a nightmare.
including me, 7, and it was a fucking nightmare. A fucking nightmare.
Yeah,
because like Japan is not designed to fucking accommodate groups larger than that.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. It's like you're going to eat somewhere. You're never going to get a table with 7 people. You're going to be like, no, you should just not. You should go to Denny's in Japan, right?
Right. You just go to a fucking family fucking diner fucking
same
place.
Thing. They have Denny's that's just, I mean, that's actually pretty good. But
yeah. You know, I forgot the name of the place that I went to in fucking Shinjuku, but I remember just going there with Jesse one time and just fucking going to the drink bar and fucking like just drinking melon sodas, you know, because I was like, oh my god, like it was the first time I had melon sodas.
I see. And then they have like a all you can drink.
Yeah, and then like I had like hojicha and fucking melon soda
good,
and
right?
hojicha.
Melon soda's dope.
Yeah, dude, melon soda is dope.
So a person asked online, Yubei Delgado.
Hi, Yube.
He asks, are there any thrift stores in Japan? He said he heard there weren't, and did I rent a bicycle? No, I didn't rent a bicycle, but there are thrift stores in Japan.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah, it's weird because I've heard that too, that there aren't any, but no, people sell used shit. They need to make money.
Yeah, I don't think they're called thrift stores.
No, they're just...
I think they're secondhand stores.
Yeah, and I forgot what it's called. Renewal store? No, renewal store? No, that's not the right word. There's a word for it. But it's like a reused, you know, there's they're there. I've seen them.
Yeah. I mean, like if you go to like, you know, certain parts of Japan, I think that
there's hipster versions, and then there's like real, like this neighbor, you know, there's just a junk shop.
Like a junk shop, a secondhand store.
But there's hipster areas where there's antique stores, right? So it exists.
Those fucking hipsters.
Yeah. You know, that's Nakameguro. If you go further down, there's a bunch of used clothing stores that are like high end. It exists. It's just like here. It exists. So, everyone's got to make $1. They're gonna sell you shit too, you know.
So you ate. You saw some of my bootlegs and you ate some more.
Oh, I saw your bootlegs. Oh, dude, and I went to a great ramen place right in Nakano that Terada knew.
Oh,
so of course,
was it in the back or was it in?
No, it's outside of the place, and he knew where it was, and it was amazing.
Oh,
also very amazing, very good. Yeah, no. So yeah, and I did see your bootlegs. They were 2,500 yen, I believe, which is
about $25.
About $23 or whatnot.
Yeah.
But I saw them there, and is it 4 designs that you saw?
I don't think there's 2 designs, and then there's a bunch of variants. But then what I
sent you the photo.
Yeah,
so there's 4 designs I think in there.
Well, yeah, there's 4 designs. But
none of them are new, right? These are the same ass ones that they've had for years.
They've been fucking milking me for fucking ever. Yeah. But here's the thing
you can't do anything about that. You can't. I mean, this is Japan. You think that you could tell them, stop this madness, you fucks. You know. Are they making it? Who's making it? Is it them?
It's supposed to be some sort of YouTube Japanese celebrity. That's what I heard.
Oh my god!
Well, these 2 are mine, right? These 2
they made up.
Are theirs.
Yeah,
but then
it's like a cow in front of a plate of curry.
A steak.
Oh, steak? I can't tell.
And then it's a pig in front of a tonkatsu.
Right.
And I stole their fucking designs.
Yeah, and made it better.
And made it my own.
Better. Yeah.
So
fuck them.
Yeah, exactly.
I've
made my fucking my money back from them.
But that's so weird.
I think that's honestly, I think that's one of the most artistic, like contemporary things that I've ever done. Is fucking like take someone else's fucking work, just kind of trace it, and then kind of tweak it a little bit, and go, ta-da! It's yours. Yeah. It's mine now, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. But and then, you were there for how many days?
6 days in Japan.
6 days.
Yeah.
Still not enough.
Technically, no, not really, but I had to get back. But yeah, no,
I
it was not
would,
enough, but it was amazing.
I would want 10 days. I would want like
Oh, even better. I wish I could have done that.
yeah, a nice
Yeah.
10-day trip.
And
would
I
be
did
great.
I stayed in a nice hotel and all that stuff. So it was like I stayed in luxury, like really nice place.
Oh, really?
I heard it could be even better, but I stayed in a pretty nice place.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, like what was this? This is like a vacation you've been planning for a while.
No, I used
miles.
miles. Yeah, I used miles. I didn't pay anything.
You used points.
I used points and stayed at a nice hotel. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and I didn't. So I did.
How many fucking points does something like that do you need? Like what, 1,000,000 points?
No, let's say okay, I'm studying the point thing. So
Yeah, because
think
I
I'm
don't
gonna-
know anything.
This is a very boring
I've never
conversation.
used any of my
So
points before.
points basically are based on 1 point. Sorry, is it 1,000 points is that 1,000 points is $1? Is that what it is? One or is it $10? $10, right?
Okay.
I think 100 points is $1. Is that right? Anyway, so 20,000 points is the cost of that hotel room. That is equivalent to $200,
Okay.
right? That if you cashed it out, points are supposed to be 20,000 points is equal to $200.
So
Sorry
is this
about
like a what like?
So basically, that hotel was 20,000 points, but that hotel room would cost me in cash about $400+, right? So you use the points instead because it's equal to about $200. So
a
now
night? 400
yeah,
a night,
yeah. So it's worth. So now it's 2 to 1. Now you're paying about 200, but you're paying for a really nice room. But technically, the points are free, right? Like I didn't pay for the points. There, points
Right.
are given to me. In the past, I bought shit and got no points, so I got nothing, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm using cards and getting points, and yeah,
Just making sure you pay your cards off. And fucking-
yeah, and it's just, I mean, technically it's free, because I used to do this for nothing. I used to pay for shit, and I didn't even know about points.
Yeah.
So anyway, so yeah, it's the equivalent of 20,000 points a night, which is a nice place. There's higher ones, but I mean, it was really nice, dude.
20,000 points a night. So you.
So
just,
I mean, I used 120,000 points,
wow.
which that's a lot, and that like
That's a
basically
lot of points.
I drained a lot of my points, but I was just like, fuck it, let's just use it because. There's also the thing where I don't want to be the point hoarder,
Well, the thing is, points expire.
No, they don't. Not certain ones don't.
Right.
So these don't.
Okay.
I could have these forever or for a long time.
Oh, that's nice.
But they don't expire. I think airline ones do often.
Yeah.
But no,
Some
these
points,
don't.
depending on the credit card.
I'm not the greatest expert yet. I'm still learning, but I mean, I did it enough where I stayed in a nice hotel in Ginza, like a killer one. Wow. And I'm used to staying in, the businessman's hotel, like equivalent of Motel 6 in Japan, right? But smaller than Motel 6.
Right.
That's what I usually have. It's like you open the door and you're like, oh, fuck, there's just a bed.
Yeah.
And like, there's nothing else.
Right. No.
You have like maybe 3 feet of extra space and that's it.
I think I would normally fucking.
That's and
well,
that's
that's a couple times
cheap.
I Airbnb'd it.
Yeah, and that they cracked down on that. So there's less Airbnbs now, like much less.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then I'm sure they're more expensive. So yeah, they had a big crackdown.
Oh.
The hotel mafia just said, fuck Airbnb.
Yeah, fucking, fucking the Yakuza said none of this shit. Nah, not happening on our fucking
That's what
watch.
happened, yeah.
Wow.
So anyways, no, it's that simple as that, but amazing. Always great. And I was glad I got to see Sticky Monger. Oh, I also... caught up again with Aya Takano. I don't know if you know who that is. She's one of the, quote, super flat artists.
Oh, yeah.
Part of Takashi Murakami's, I guess you would say, stable. Yeah, Aya Takano, and I saw her out there a couple times, which is great. Yeah.
How is she doing?
Kicking ass, man. She had a show in, what was that gallery? Not Gagosian. Perotin Gallery in New York last year. Like a solo show. Perotin's a big gallery. Like I think there's one in France, Miami, New York, and she had a big show out there in New York, and I think that must have crushed it. So
nice.
Yeah,
nice.
she's
I haven't
crushing it.
seen her fucking do. I haven't seen anything new from her in a long time.
yeah, not in L.A., but she's had a big solo show in New York, so she's kind of now resting,
Right.
like kind of like, oh my god, I want to paint right now type of thing. But no, yeah, got to catch up with her, which is cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Fucking.
And she,
Damn.
which is I'm a fan of hers from like way back.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like she was telling people that I met her 20 years ago. She was like, I met Eric 20 years ago, and I was like, oh shit, it was about almost 20 years ago.
It's about 20 years.
She looks exactly the same. I turned into an old man, but she does look exactly the same to me.
Wow.
And but it was good to catch up to her. So I'll see her again.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah,
Fucking
man.
like ran into all kinds of fucking
Yeah. Oh,
people.
and I got weird thing. I got recognized maybe 4 or 5 times, like random on the street. In which doesn't. I was like, that doesn't happen in Japan, but it happened a bunch this time, randomly. I think it's just because it's spring and cherry blossom season, and there's a lot of people from America. It's not Japanese people recognizing me; it's
Oh,
Americans.
okay,
Because it happened
okay.
Actually, it happened last year too when I went. I was recognized
Like,
like at a
oh,
Eric from
Nakamura.
Giant Robot, blah blah blah. It happened more than once, and this time it happened like 5 times or something, on the streets in Japan. Well,
Famous.
no, I'm just going to the right places.
Cha-ching, verified.
Unverified, but yeah. Either way, it's all good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I
That's
was
awesome.
thankful of that.
And then you flew back.
Flew back and then see LA Art Book Fair.
LA Art Book Fair.
Yeah, the next day, LA Art Book Fair had to
Boom.
set up. Boom, yes. So it returned after a hiatus of 1 year because I guess the organizer had passed away, killed himself last year or a year before, or something like that. So therefore, it didn't happen last year, and it happened this year in April. Usually, it's in February.
What was I attending? What was I at the year before then?
Well, so 2 years ago, it happened 2 years ago, and it was as big as can be. I mean, too big. This year, it was a hair bit smaller, but I mean, it was still big, man. It was a giant event. Well, I saw you there. So, but it was a giant event, smaller than it was 2 years ago. Maybe because they had an off year.
Right.
Also, it was in April, same day as the L.A. Was it
The
LA?
independent art bookstore, right? Or
No,
something.
the L.A. book fair, the normal book fair at USC.
There was another art book fair.
Los Angeles Times Book Fair, or whatever it is.
Right. I think Kate was telling me
that's
about
a giant.
that.
That's a giant event, and that took place at USC. And then, of course, there's Coachella. But maybe the overlapping audiences are minimal. But it was still a great event, man. LA Art Book Fair is one of my favorite events. I really love that. And that one gives me less anxiety for a convention because I could pack that in my car and bring it all there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't need to borrow a van. I don't need any. I could do that all by myself if I want to. That show because the tables are smaller. I could bring everything.
Did you know there was another art book fair happening that same fucking weekend?
So that other one was a smaller indie thing, right?
Yeah, independent art book fair.
Yeah, and I think that might have been a lot smaller, and it was in some kind of it was in a warehouse somewhere. I heard about that too.
I thought I was talking to.
There's always an alternate one during the LA Art Book Fair. There's always an
really?
alternate. Yeah, so
I don't
this
know
one,
why the fuck you would want to compete against that fucking the art book fair.
maybe because you can't get a space in it, so people get mad and they're like, "Oh, I'm going to create my own." But I mean, how can you beat is it 20,000, 30,000 people or something like that? You can't beat that at your own indie one. And
I mean, I don't see who's fucking beating them because I saw people out there fucking in the fucking the indie at the LA Art Book Fair, and they didn't even have fucking tables. They were just fucking sitting there barefoot with a couple of fucking rags fucking on the corner.
Oh, they were outside with.
No, in the Mocha.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't
it
even
was
know.
just
I love
they
that.
had these lowered tables.
Well,
and
I didn't even see
weird
that.
Shit.
That's right.
Yeah, there's just so much shit to fucking look at.
No, there's tons, and I really love that event. So I actually walked around a lot, and I feel like I looked at 1/8 of the stuff there. There's so much there, and I think I looked at 1/8. That's it. And I really would have. I spent a lot of time looking at that 1/8, but there's so much more that I missed.
There's a lot of it.
I need a week.
Way over my fucking head.
I know, but see, so I thought the same thing that at the LA Book Fair that everything's over my head. Once you walk up and open a book, it changes a little bit because some of it is going to be over your head. But there's going to be a lot where you think this is totally over my head, and I open it, and I start going, "Oh shit, I get this!" Right away.
Right.
It's not it's the cover was over my head, but the inside totally made sense.
Yeah.
And it wasn't weird. I was like, "Oh, this isn't weird." It is a little, but some of it's a weird, a photo book of some, some weird thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a topic is super weird. That's okay.
Right.
Oh, one light went out.
Yeah.
But the topic's really weird, and I'm like, why is that? Why would they make a book about this? But. It's just shit like that, but they do. And I'm glad that, and that's the one place they do it is there. So fuck it, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think I mean, I think a lot of the kind of zines and publications and books that you see there, a lot of it are kind of lifestyle-y kind of things, like, a lot, there's the LGBT kind of,
Sure.
Scene has a pretty large
You're right.
presence
Yeah,
there.
and that's rad, And
I think it's great.
Yeah,
I
because
just, it's just that's not my thing. Just
no, but and I
because,
never see it. That's like weird. I'm like, oh, they have it here. It's great because where am I going to see that otherwise?
right,
It's usually not
like, does LA even have like in the like San Francisco's got the Castro, which is an infamous LGBT kind of area of San Francisco, but I guess WeHo.
West Hollywood.
Yeah, sorry,
I mean, but I never go there.
Yeah, it's not really. Hollywood's kind of a pain in the ass to get to for me.
Yeah.
I hate the fact that certain parts of Los Angeles are not accessible by the freeway.
That one's definitely not. West Hollywood is like north, too high up, and
yeah.
But
like Beverly Hills and WeHo are like some of the most inaccessible fucking by freeway
but
parts.
Do you ever see like it's just crazy like how dense West Hollywood is and like how much stuff is there, like all the shops and shit. It's like old Melrose in a way. It's like it's vibrant.
Well, there's the specifically gay area, right?
Yeah, it's
which
busy.
is
that
right
area's
there,
busy as fuck.
like
It's
right where
busy.
Santa Monica kind of bends in, like in the little bend of Santa Monica, right there.
Yeah, it's busy. Though,
but it's
man.
actually kind of a small area.
Yeah, it's small, but it's busy. It's packed.
Yeah, and especially during the weekends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm always like, oh shit, it's an economy that I don't even, it's like I'm not even part of that, and it's there and it's rocking.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Think that like it's yeah. I mean like I've kind of moseyed through around the area before, like to eat or something like that, but like it's not really an area that like I would go toward just because it's I don't go to bars and it's fucking far away from where I live, especially nowadays.
No,
where
even worse, even further.
Yeah.
Wait, so did you buy anything at the LA Art Book Fair?
Yeah.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah.
So did you think there was too much risograph? What did you think of that? Like the risograph is right, the color thing.
Okay.
Did you have an opinion on that? Because I started to think so. This is the first time I've ever been to a place where I was like, you know what? Too much risograph.
Yeah. Okay. Here's my history with risograph or risography or whatever you want to fucking call
Risograph.
it.
Rizzo. Yeah.
Rizzo.
Yeah.
So my first time I ever discovered risographs was through it was when I was in college. And
that's right. You go back a longer way than most people with risograph.
Well, it was just a friend of mine had did an installation,
right.
And what he did was he had these like long nails that he hammered, like probably like literally like 8-inch nails, and they hammered in so like maybe like 7 inches of it was sticking out of the wall. Then he had attached wires. He put a grid of these nails, and then he attached wires to it, and then he hung like this paper off of those wires, and each of the piece of paper was kind of like a piece of a whole a bigger image, and he used two different colored toners. He used a brown toner and a green toner on a beige colored piece of paper.
Did he just get that like at a normal copy shop?
He used a risograph machine.
I know, but did they have
at Kinko's?
Yeah, so I think I remember there was a time when some had that machine still.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if it was Rizzo, but it was a machine that only had 1 or 2 colors like that. It might have been Kinko's.
And you could request colors, and they would have the toner. And the first time, and I think he did another one that had blue and pink.
I'm gonna guess, was this the 90s somewhere?
Yeah,
I remember this somewhere around 90s.
Yeah, it was 96 or 97.
Yeah.
And I was so fucking blown away by this because I didn't even know that they had spot color toners.
Yeah.
Because if I'd known, I would have fucking used it.
It's not even a toner. I believe that in this case it's an ink. You know what I'm saying?
Was
it's
it an
it's
ink?
A liquid ink.
I think it was. I
don't think it's a toner because toner is usually on top of paper and ink kind of soaks into the paper.
But risographs are toner.
I think it's ink.
I think it's toner
because it's a ink drum, man. I think it's an ink.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, look it up.
Producer Eric is gonna look.
Yes. Yeah, I think a risograph is basically using a powdered toner and doing a similar kind of treatment.
I think that shit's wet, dude. I think because it has to dry.
Does it?
Yeah, it's gotta dry. Yes, it's wet. It has to dry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, remember that fucking kind of printing technique that they used when you were in
It's like a
elementary school?
mimeograph.
Yeah,
It's like that.
yeah. Like, it was always a purple colored thing, and the paper you'd get was a little damp
It
and
would
had a
be
weird,
wet.
yeah, and have a
Yeah,
weird
I think
smell.
risograph is wet.
Okay, well, I thought it was a toner.
I could be like maybe I'm wrong.
I honestly,
So, see, basically it's a mimeograph. So
Yeah.
I think it's wet. I'm looking at it on Wikipedia.
but
Yeah.
like so. Well, I thought so. I saw this and I was like, "Holy shit! This is the most amazing thing." Because I was
So risograph uses soy ink made from vegetable soy oil,
oh, so the colors must fucking just fall apart under the sun.
probably. But yeah, it's ink. But it is
So,
ink. But yeah, nonetheless,
At the
it's
time,
one color and it's rad.
at the time, I was really into zine publishing.
Yeah.
I was publishing a zine that you actually had seen called EXP.
Dude, I'm gonna have to bust my out because I still have that shit.
Yeah, it was featured in the fucking
I
Oakland
have
show.
I have it. Oh
You
yeah,
know,
did I have it in there? I forgot. Now.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
You
Yeah.
know,
I was
and
like, oh shit, EXP.
and fucking I couldn't at the time. I was printing. I was for those issues I was doing the ones that you're familiar with. I was doing offset.
Right.
But like
Yeah.
but before that, I was doing, photocopies, and I wanted to I wanted to do a spot color kind of thing on my stuff, to give it a little bit more
Did you use a risograph?
zap. Well, I didn't know about it, so I never
Oh.
did. But
So you know what? When I wanted to do it, I couldn't find it anymore. Like it somehow
Yeah.
phased out.
They phased it out of Kinko's.
like immediately. At some point, I was just like, it's gone, poof, just like that, and you couldn't find it anywhere.
Can't find it anywhere.
Yeah.
But the thing is that like then, a decade later, I show up to Giant Robot magazine.
Oh, Giant Robot GR2.
GR2.
We had an
and
event
you had
with
a risograph
demo thing.
At the
right?
time, we were friends at the time.
Yeah, it was like maybe there was. I think we did more than one, but yeah, that was Never Press. There were early adopters of this new wave of Rezo, right?
And
yeah,
I looked
Never
at
Press.
what they were doing, and it just killed it for me.
You didn't like it?
I was just distraught by like the way people were applying the technology.
Oh, I see.
Because like the way I think it should be done is like, you take like a piece of paper, maybe you fucking like, print like some black on top of white paper. And then what you could do is you could fucking use a risograph spot color to accentuate certain parts of it. You don't fucking like just do an entire fucking thing, blue and fucking pink and blue.
So you notice
yellow shit on top of that shit.
Those are the colors right now, blue and pink, right? And it's the same blue and the same pink. That's what my problem was at the LA Art Book Fair. The blue and the pink was everywhere, and those stand out so much. That those of risograph colors, that same pink, the same blue. I mean, that's not a different tone. They're the exact same tone everywhere because it's the same ink.
It is such over, and they're like, oh look, let's do it on yellow paper. Whoa!
It doesn't even matter. It's just blue and pink. I see it everywhere. You're right. Those are the colors that kind of I think that's what I see too much of.
And it killed it for me. That's the reason why, like, whenever I go to your store and I see like these
risograph
zines, and I'm just like, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Sorry, like, and then
I'm starting to have issues with it now that I've seen it so much.
I mean, like, there was this one zine I picked up from Nucleus, and it was this girl who did these drawing. It's just like a zine about this girl who, what do they call like delinquent girls in Japan?
I don't know.
Like Yankees are fucking boys, but like the girls, they used to actually have a show about like these weird delinquent girls, like delinquent girl superheroes in Japan, like both live action and anime. I can't remember the name. Anyways, it was about like this kind of delinquent girl who transforms into a super delinquent girl, and like beats up and kills other like gangs and shit like that. And it's this weird zine, and it was kind of interesting because it starts off with the blue. But then when she transforms,
cool.
She does pink.
That's
and I
cool.
was like, oh, okay. This is actually like clever. This is really nicely done.
Right.
Like, fucking cool. Like I respect.
Yeah.
But like so many people will just be like, oh yeah, man, it's kind of like fucking
it's color just to have the color.
Yeah, like and I'm like, fucking you maybe what I should do is fucking like, talk to the Never Press people and fucking do risograph right.
But Did you notice at the LA Art Book Fair in the zine room, there would be, you can go to maybe 4 or 5 tables in a row all had Rizzo.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I was like, wow, it's another one, another one, another one, another one, and all very similar in color.
Yeah.
And so you'd have to really pay attention to the drawing or whatever they got going on, but otherwise it looked kind of similar.
You know,
just as at a glance, you're like, oh, it's the same. It looks the same.
The zine room is the one, like, if you're facing the front of whatchamacallit.
Yeah, it's on the right.
On the right.
Yeah, sure, the big zine room.
Right.
All zines, yeah.
And I think that, like...
And art, I guess, or whatever's in it. It's all kinds of stuff in there.
There's this one girl who was just sitting there, and she was drawing, and she had these insane-looking zines, and they were expensive. They're like $20, $35, like a zine. But, like, they were full-colored, and they were, like... They were all beautifully cut covers with like vellum inside, and I was just like, oh fuck, I wish I could buy this, but I just paid my taxes.
Oh, yeah. April 15th, boom, big time, yeah.
You know, so I didn't. I walked out with just a little thing, you know. But like, yeah, there was some really interesting stuff.
There is,
you know, and
you
there's
just have to really look and kind of put the blinders on and not get too bugged by the Rizzo,
right?
Because I think I saw too much, and I was just like, I can't, you know, it's starting to bother me.
There's this one Chinese like zine publisher. I don't know whether or not they were Chinese American.
Yeah, I saw that too.
You know, it was like Little Mountain kind of publishing or something.
Yeah. I saw that person.
You know, and I looked at their zines, and I was just like,
I thought it looked cute.
It's cute. Yeah. It just wasn't enough for me to like if I've got $10 in my pocket.
Oh yeah,
you know,
that's not enough.
You know, this is like
that's like half a zine right there.
I have to fucking like
this,
you know
this is like zines are expensive now.
Yeah,
they're like these art projects, so zines are not $10 or maybe $10 is going to get you one zine.
Right. Well, or it could buy you 2 small ones.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's like you got to really be careful with. I had to be really picky and choosy about what I was going to buy.
Sure.
You know, otherwise like I would like, you know, swoop in and buy a whole bunch of shit. But the thing is that like
I love looking at it though. It's
fun. I mean, like it was interesting. Like it was interesting because they had like it was obviously in Chinese, but then they like, oh wait, we have an American audience, so we'll put in like 4-point type English. You know,
I don't know if that person. I don't know if they were American or not.
I don't know either because they were speaking Chinese the entire fucking time.
So they were speaking Chinese.
Yeah.
Because what occurred to me too is that there is Koyama Press. I mean, Koyama is also Little Mountain in Japanese, right?
Oh.
So I was like, is this the same people? I thought about it, and I'm like, I don't think so, because they're from Canada, and they're a publisher of many cool zines for many years. Koyama Press is dope, right?
Okay.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
And but this was like, what is it called? Little Mountain? Or
Little Mountain something.
But so I saw that, then I saw the kanji, and I was like, is this Koyama Press? And it's not.
No, it's in Chinese.
Yeah, see, it's weird. It's just randomly the same name but in different languages.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And weird. I think that they apparently have the domain, but like maybe it's a different. Maybe if they're going to
.ch or whatever it is.
I
don't know.
I don't even know if it was .cn. I think China's .cn.
Okay. Yeah.
But like I was kind of like, oh, okay, you know, that's cool, you know, and But like, but like the zine didn't really like speak to me.
Yeah.
You know, I was just like, okay, you know.
Yeah.
I'm going to be that asshole that fucking sets the zine back down again.
Oh,
you know?
that they got to get used to that.
Yeah.
That's normal, you know.
Yeah, but
even if like you think the person's perfect for it and they just set it down, you just got to get over it.
Yeah.
If you're the maker, you're like, wow.
Yeah.
They were the exact audience I strive for, but. You know, sometimes you don't get that.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, you know, whatchamacallit, New Image Art Gallery had a table just down near there, and they had, like, some zines there, but, like, I didn't buy anything because they were just too fucking expensive for me.
Oh, yeah.
You know, $20 fucking zine.
They go for it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they had, what's her name? Kristen was it Lu Wang or something like that? She's, we actually were in the same issue of Juxtapose. I can't remember her name, but like
Did she do the cover of that Juxtapose?
Yeah.
That you're in? Okay.
Yeah.
I forgot her name too.
Yeah.
Sorry, but I have a T-shirt by her, but I forgot her name.
Yeah. She had a zine, and I was thinking about picking it up.
And you didn't get it?
No, because I didn't have fucking $20 to spend. I had $10 to fucking spend.
Oh shit.
You know.
Should have came to Uncle Eric down the thing. I could have let you borrow some.
No.
We could have traded.
You know,
we could have traded.
you know what though? You know what the great thing about that fucking that show is? Like, I literally like had like I wrote down 3 ideas for 3 different
Oh, well,
zines.
see, that's the value of going to any zine fest or any art show is when
Yeah.
you have ideas that come out of it.
Yeah.
That's like ultimately giant. I mean, it's got huge
Yeah,
value.
the
right?
payoff is huge.
Could be huge. I mean, that could
Yeah.
lead to like a whole movement of your art, or
Right.
for me, like products or just stuff, right?
Yeah, no, you might get an exclusive product from Luke Chu. You know,
there you go.
boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, but that's same as going to Japan. It's like for me, there's a lot of inspiration.
Yeah, of
when I
course.
see shit that no one else is gonna see. Ha.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get some ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of works that way. And
Yeah.
book fair is totally like that too. It's open game, man. Everyone's showing you shit there. So
When is
it's
the
perfect
LA
for that.
Zine Fest?
I have no idea. Like in 2 months or a month. I don't know.
That's one of my favorites.
It's cool.
Yeah, that I like the 2 I've been to. Like, there was one in Culver City, and then there was one like out in like Burbankish area.
And then they're gonna have last year it was in Pasadena Convention Center.
What?
Yeah, the Zine
Why
Fest.
wasn't I there?
Okay, then the Long Beach one is good too, and I think I had a booth or a table. Sorry, at the Long Beach one it was good. Yeah, I did that. That was good too.
Yeah, let me know when these things happen, because
It's not like you're gonna make a zine. So, and I forgot to mention I had a Barry Mcgee zine. Right, he actually made a
That's right.
special zine.
I saw you tweet that Barry was there.
Oh yeah, he showed up at the very end, and it was funny because he texted me and said, "Hey, I'm here," and then I told him where I was, and then I didn't see him till the very end of the whole.
Because
zine
there's
fest.
so much to fucking look at.
Yeah, but he was overwhelmed. He was like, "Oh, I gotta go, man. This is too much." But I got to talk to him for a while,
Nice.
and then he made a zine for our giant robot. Zine.
Do you have a
with
copy of it?
Not here. Sorry, it's at the store. Yeah, but they're kind of custom.
They're all
done
hand
and
painted.
hand kind of messed with, and that this it was a very specific art item, I guess you would say. But yeah, I was honored that he would did that for us or with us. Yeah,
That's awesome. I mean, it's like a giant robot exclusive-y kind of thing for the art. The
exclusive. There it is.
Dun,
yeah.
dun.
Yeah, it is. It is, and he made a new zine, 2019 new zine. A lot of people thought, oh, it's an older zine that he's dressing up, but no, it's a new zine, brand new.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is it most of his photo stuff, or
it's
is it
photos and all kinds of his just like what his zines are, just keeps
Yeah.
building up more and more. Except there's newer stuff in it,
Yeah.
and it's getting a little weirder because he's starting to do art with maybe adding machines.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like adding machine art and stuff. Using symbols and shit, and using that little tape that comes out.
Oh, really?
He's doing stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool.
So there's some of that stuff in there, which is kind of newer.
So I guess that's the.
He's having a good time. Messing around.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, like, fucking, yeah. I mean, yeah. I think the thing about like these book fairs is that like fucking. I think that like it like one of the best ways of experience art. It's like experiencing art within art.
Yeah.
You
Sure.
know, like
That's why I like it. I feel like there's a little bit of there is some raw energy, and there's it's just what's brought to it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not maybe I'm a little less used to it, but I just like seeing just shit from all angles coming at me, I guess.
Right.
It
It is overwhelming.
Yeah,
it is an overwhelming event.
Well, see, I'm there for 4 days, so I'm kind of like looking here, there, and everywhere, little at a time, but it's still not enough.
Yeah, the shit that I found was literally like there was a section upstairs, the photography.
So I spent very little time up there, and I wish I could have spent more.
Yeah, they had like some Japanese bookstores that were
one
up
Korean
there.
one too.
And I found like some like illustrative kind of like
Oh,
stuff,
really?
and
I thought it was only
like
photo.
buried in there. And I was like, oh, this speaks to me. It's like fucking anime girls and
Really?
weird fucking
See,
Lolita bondage shit.
I missed
and,
that. I didn't see any of that.
and it was 2
Yeah.
books, and I had to pull out the card because it was $20.
Oh, so you got one?
Yeah, and I got one.
Awesome.
That's the one thing I bought.
Cool.
Because I like, it's actually one of the things that I was thinking about. Like, when I first moved out here, my background is design, right?
Sure.
And so I was always very kind of like, I was looking at things through the vision of the eyes of a of composition and color and stuff like that. But the longer I've been here and the longer I've been doing this painting thing, I start looking at things as an illustrator, and because my work is obviously illustrative, and I'm like, oh man, I need to get I need to get back into design again, because fucking I think that like I'm I'm too concerned about illustration and not I've lost sight of color and composition.
Oh,
Because I think when you look at things through the viewfinder of color and composition, you're looking at things a little bit more abstractly.
mm-hmm.
You know, well, when you're just looking at drawings and stuff like that, now you're just kind of like, it's like, oh well, the drawings in this just look very mediocre, so I'm not interested.
I think
Rather than
ideally you got to meld it all if you can, right?
Right.
That'll be the best.
right, absolutely,
Yeah.
I've been taking a break for the past couple weeks, just doing my own thing, just doing anything but art.
Right.
And it's kind of helping me kind of, I don't know, try and reassess the direction I'm going, because I think that like if I keep going in the direction I'm going to go nowhere.
Damn.
So
Damn.
I'm just not going to go up forward.
Right.
Which is
Yeah.
I mean, like I could hang out in this fucking little pool that I'm at forever, but
Yeah.
like I don't want to. I
Damn.
want
Keep going.
to the stars, motherfucker.
All right. Speaking of to the stars, I brought it up before, but while I was gone, there was a big auction in Cause, that goddamn Cause, Kaws. Painting went for $14.8 million.
That's amazing.
40-inch by 40-inch painting, like less than 4 feet, right?
Yeah.
3.5 feet thereabouts. Went for 12.8. It's an outlier. It's the one that's that expensive, but he's had others that were 2 and 3 million, or 2 million or something. So he had like a few that were 2. One was 14.8.
So,
But that's, I mean, that is crazy. Like that's becoming like, he's becoming like a top 10 living contemporary artist kind of thing. Like he's getting to that level.
yeah.
Where it's like, I mean, that's more than the artist more than Murakami, right?
Yeah.
He can't, that he's not selling. This is an auction, keep in mind, but still, it's like that result is nuts. It's got to be pushing his normal shit up higher too. I assume.
How do you feel about that?
I think it's nuts, and I'm kind of
Nuts in
dumbfounded
a
by
good
it.
way
I'm
or a
dumbfounded
bad
by it.
way?
I don't quite. Neither. I don't. I'm like, I'm surprised at it. I'm like a little bit in a way shocked. Like I shouldn't care, because that's really not part of me. But it's just to see that is just like almost mesmerizing. Like I'm like, how did that happen, and how is that possible? And I'm kind of, I don't quite get it. So I don't
you
dislike
and I have
it.
had conversations about this,
Yeah,
and
but
like
I'm just like shocked at like this is what the world of art is also part of. Is this is part of it, and it's nuts.
well,
That high.
Okay, I mean,
that's
like
crazy.
as you said, it was an outlier.
Yeah, it is an outlier, but the other ones are still 2 million plus, and for a 40-inch painting, and that's also really high.
Yeah.
And there's more than one, so those are kind of more normal, right? There's
So-
I think 3 of them went for over $2 million.
So why do
Something
you
like
think
that.
this piece specifically?
Oh well, that's the one that looks like is it Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart? So it's like a commission by that Nego, bathing ape guy, but it's got tons of characters on it. Like I don't know, is it 100 characters on the
Right, because
all
it's
but all
Sgt.
Simpsons,
Pepper's, right?
Simpsons with the
it
X's
says
on its eyes.
Kimpsons
Yeah,
on it.
it's just a very crazy, busy painting.
Is it a classic cause piece, or
I don't know what that is, man. Like what is it? I guess maybe it is, but I think it's a classic from 2003.
It's one of those pieces,
or 5 or
that,
something.
like,
2003 maybe.
it's one of those pieces that fucking does. I mean, like,
I guess it's an important one for him, but
Well,
from that time, right? It's the best Simpsons one. Let's put it that way. Yeah.
I think that's like the fucking thing about like contemporary art, right? Like because contemporary art is an amalgam of like nowadays it's become this thing where we stitch in pop art.
Mm-hmm.
We modify it to insert our identity.
Sure.
into it, and
Yeah.
then
In his case, it's an X on its eyes, right?
X on the eyes, and and so it actually stitches together three things.
Mm-hmm.
It stitches together fucking the photograph of, from the Beatles. It
It's an
incorporates
album
The
cover. Mm-hmm.
Simpsons, and then it fucking has his last signature element to it.
Sure.
Now what were the other paintings like that were?
Okay, so in this case, there were other Simpsons ones, but simpler, like maybe two characters, not 100. Like
Right, and they're
right,
probably smaller too, right?
the painting's the same size, 40 by 40.
And they were only 2 million.
Yeah, 40 inch by 40 inch, but they were 2 million. Maybe one was one point something, and then
So
his highest. Then another one he did that was separate from this auction that sold last year was the Fat Albert one that was almost $3 million, and it was bigger though, and it was like Fat Albert, like maybe a group of 5 from Fat Albert with X's on its eyes, and that was like I think that went for like almost 3 million, but that was last year. So still, it's like, well, he's now done multiple auctions for many millions of dollars.
Well,
Just insane though.
Here's the thing, right? Like, I mean, have you seen that episode or that little skit from Adam Roon's Everything about contemporary art?
No,
Okay, yeah,
I don't even. I never watched that.
it's really good.
Okay,
It's really because he just kind of gets into the nuts and bolts of like how this is all bullshit.
sure.
I mean, absolute fucking bullshit.
Are you talking about just the bare bones of it being markings on paper or markings?
Right, it's all a game being played by people
Oh, yeah?
pushing money around.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And
Sure,
like whether
sure.
you get chosen, is almost like luck of the draw or who you know.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely.
you know,
Because just think of the lineage of this. That guy Nego, bathing ape guy, hipster of the universe, right?
right.
At the time, anyway, bathing ape was as hot as can be. Still kind of hot, I guess, but he only sold bathing ape or gave it to celebrities to wear.
Right.
He hardly sold it, and if he sold it, a T-shirt was like $100.
Right. I mean, he did. He did sell it, but
yeah,
like fucking.
but then later on, all the art that caused stuff, he basically bought. He had an art show,
and it was all stupid cheap at the time too.
but
right?
because I went to that art show and it was sold out, and I'm like, who the fuck bought all this art? Like I was thinking in my head, I don't understand it. Well, it turns out that he bought it. The gallery owner.
He did a gamble. He made a gamble.
He bought most of it or all of it maybe. And
there's a lot of fucking galleries
I went
that
to
do that.
But I went to the show thinking, oh, this is interesting. There's an art show of cause, and I was like, oh my god, it's all sold out. Except for I remember one was available and I didn't buy it, but he had bought most of these paintings, and then lo and behold, this is the auction where he let it all go.
Yeah. Right.
But it's like, so he basically made it sold out by buying it all, and then here he is cashing in.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's. I mean, like when you're dealing in
So,
art
but that's the
with
hipster
those
thing,
kind with this at that kind of price range and rate. I mean, like really, you're just it's basically like
But at the time, it was relative. It was affordable. It's lower price than what your artwork would be.
Right.
Like
Well,
it was lower than that for sure. And but this guy just bought it all.
I mean, you just think about it.
He's,
Like, okay, academia.
He's building a legend.
The groups that fucking like were dealing in art in the 80s are different from the groups who are dealing art in the 90s, who are dealing in art in the 2010s,
Sure.
and now in the 2020s.
Yeah.
So it's like new money comes in. They push things around. They fucking they get like media to fucking like lose their minds over fucking seeing just how much money people are willing to fucking spend on a certain fucking painting. I mean, like it's a luck game.
Yeah.
I definitely think it's a luck thing. I mean, like I look at my own career.
Right place, right time, right art that somebody wants.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like
right backing, everything. Right.
Yeah. I mean, to be able to command certain prices, is in my eyes, it's luck. I mean, like, okay, I've been saying this forever now, and I'll probably say it several times on this podcast. There are 3 things artists need in order to fucking have a career as an artist. They need luck. They need. I'll drop luck as the end. They need talent. They need discipline, and they need luck.
Mm-hmm.
Those 3 things. Right. I've had friends who had a healthy dose of luck and a healthy dose of talent, but they didn't have the discipline,
Right.
and they fall off.
Yeah.
I have plenty of friends who have plenty of discipline, plenty of luck, but the talent wasn't quite there, and they
Sure.
eventually drop off.
Mhm.
You know, and you know, but the thing is that luck is super important to fucking like, you know, get you out there. Because I know plenty of, I'm sure there's plenty of artists that I know that who have plenty of talent and plenty of discipline.
So I'm gonna still like. I like the word luck. Kind of how. I mean, I understand like It's not like lightning striking, but part of it is you know, like in the cause part of it. I mean, he made friends maybe intentionally with certain people
Sure.
to like who might promote him and do well for him, right?
Sure.
So I don't know if that's luck or not, but that's kind of part of it is that he, you know, intentionally did the same thing as what those guys did. It's like find the most famous people that were going to support his work and get them to support it. Make sure there's pictures taken. Make sure they buy shit.
Yeah.
Make sure they show it off, and you know, it's like all these kind of things.
Right.
That kind of
fucking finding those tastemakers to fucking help you fucking
Built it up,
tastemakers
right?
before they became fucking tastemakers. You know.
Yeah. So
Or-
like, I think that's kind of part of it is that, you know, he got. I think he got all these people to buy in on his stuff right early, right?
And then there's like how do you fucking play that?
Yeah,
Do you
have
fucking,
to, but you have to live that, and I think he was living that.
You know, and then there's also like how do you convince a person that they discovered you
Yeah.
when actually you've been fucking feeding them the entire fucking time? Because some people don't want to fucking like, you know, be pandered to.
Right.
You know, like fucking like.
Of course not. They think they know
fucking,
everything already.
you know, for instance, you know, yourself. I mean, like, you know, like before I got featured in the magazine, I would show up at your fucking, you know, your gallery, but I wouldn't be fucking handing you fucking like my artwork to look at. Like, look at my artwork, you know, because I'm afraid of fucking like, you know, being one of those people.
Right.
You know, and I think that if I did do that, I think you would always look at me as in a certain kind of weird pandering kind of light. You know, and so it's about finding like this timing kind of thing, convincing people that like making people become aware of you, but at the same time, like, you know,
letting them kind of figure it out
for themselves.
Yeah.
You know, and I kind of think that's part of it as well. Now, obviously,
and
like
that balance is difficult to like explain, right?
Right.
Because you have to kind of feel out each person and how much they're willing to accept that you showing them versus them finding out for themselves.
Right. Like feeling
and
like they did like.
And some are absolutely zero. It's like you can't do anything.
Right.
And you have to like, maybe at best they know your name and then they might forget your name, but you know, you have to, that's all you can give them.
Right.
You can't even say I'm an artist, you know?
Right.
That could be dangerous.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Because like, you know,
because you could say that and they're like, then their whole thing is, oh, this guy wants something from me. By saying he just said he's an artist. Oh shit, you know.
Right.
This person is gonna bug the shit out of me.
Right.
You know, not like I can already tell they want something. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, you never tell people what who you are, what you are. You just happen to be there.
Yeah.
You know, because you know this
some
person
people
or
you
that
can.
people.
Some people you got to feel it out and know that it's okay.
Right.
Like this person's like totally receptive to it and wants to know what the fuck I do.
Yeah.
But some, you can't say it first. You know, like I do art.
No.
I do art, man. Nice to meet you, Kanye West. I do art.
Yep.
Nice to meet you, Jay-Z. I'm an artist, man. I'd like to show you my stuff.
Right. Right.
Like,
you know, yeah. I mean, like, you know, and,
that's bad.
you know, and then like,
It's more like you're listening to music and then Fall Out Boy's on the radio. Oh, and you're like, oh, I did that art right there. Maybe you can get away with something like that. I don't know.
Oh, no, I mean, like, fucking,
You
like,
know, then they're like, that's your shit. Oh shit, that's your shit. That's awesome. You know,
Right.
that's where it might work, but. Otherwise,
then there's the workaround, right? Like you become friends with a friend of theirs, and then they know what you've done, and then that way.
Wow, that's tough, but yeah.
I see. Well, that's the way I fucking I try to do things. Is because it's this that like I don't want to fucking like be that guy.
Yeah.
Like, look at me, I'm a fucking artist.
That's a really tough. Like this is a long like. I don't know if there's no playbook for it. It's all based on who you are and how you can like play this game, I suppose, because some people can't. Right. And some people are going to be bad at it. Like you're going to always be the person that's trying to show you your shit desperately. Right.
Right.
Some people just can't get there.
Well, here's the thing.
Like they can't do it with tact.
No, here's the thing. Right. Like I think that like fucking, you know, we everyone like looks at like the huge contemporary artists of whatever time, from the 20th century into the 21st century, and they look at how their careers they built their careers, and they want to believe that, like, okay, this is how it's done.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
There is no model to follow.
Yeah.
All you can be is fucking honest with yourself. And if you fucking make it, good for fucking you.
Right.
But just everyone has to realize it's a fucking long shot.
Yeah.
But as long as you're fucking true to your own fucking vision, and people fucking see your work and they enjoy what you do, and you're connecting with people, then fucking, you know what? You're already fucking living it.
Yeah.
Hopefully
you can make a living though.
If you can make a living doing it,
sure.
then you're fucking really living it.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, I think that's the thing. Like, fucking, I don't know, like, contemporary art, and I mean, like, I don't even know, like, I'm always apprehensive even lumping myself into, quote unquote, the word contemporary art, because when I think of contemporary art, I think of, very, like, conceptual work.
Sure.
Stuff that you'll see at a museum of contemporary art.
Right.
And I don't know whether or not I necessarily fit into that,
right.
But the thing is that, like, am I a contemporary artist? Well, by the definition of contemporary, yes, I am a contemporary artist.
Right. Yep.
So, and should I be fucking affected by it, or fucking, like, be, like, worried about, these things? Of course I should, because it's my fucking career.
It's your life. Yeah.
But the
100%.
thing, but the thing is that, but should I let it dictate who I am and what I do? To a certain degree.
Right.
To a small degree.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I remember, like, in the beginning, when I started gaining ground as an artist, I always felt like the advice I would always give to young artists is, go to shows, look at what's doing well, try and understand why it's doing well, and see and take what you learned from that analyzation and see if there's any way you can incorporate it into your own work.
Mm-hmm.
Because art should be a reflection.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's of yourself or of society, or people, it should be, yeah, I think it should be a reflection. And that, I mean, like, in that cause piece, right? It's,
Oh, totally. In all senses of it, right?
right.
Yeah.
So
That's crazy.
good for him.
Yeah.
So
it's just crazy.
it is crazy. But the thing is that, like,
it's crazy.
As high as some people get, there's also a fall too.
Yeah.
Like, people drop out.
Could
know?
happen. That dude, though, so far, I've only seen go higher, higher, and higher. And I don't know.
He's amazing.
Like, is it going to go any higher than that? Probably. I just don't know.
Probably.
I have no idea. Yeah, it's scary. It's weird.
But I also,
that's more than, like, Yoshitomo Nara. That's more than it's
but,
more than all these other dudes. And I'm just surprised. I'm like, how?
But isn't there, like, some credit to be given to, like, the slow and steady?
Sure.
I don't know.
I don't know. That's where I live.
Yeah.
I live in the slow and steady. I'm just, like, in awe of, like, how high that leap went.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I 1 million. I'm already like, dude, how can one of his paintings go for $1 million? That's already dumbfounding. But 14.8, I'm like, that's 14.8 times more than I'm dumbfounded that many more times.
Yeah.
I'm dumbfounded by 1 million, but 14.8 makes me 14.8 times more crazy.
Right.
I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
14.8 more times.
It's fucking amazing. Fucking impressive.
Yeah, it's already more than, like I said, a lot of these other artists that do in auction. That money, or at 1 million, he's already at 40 inch by 40 inch. He's already beat, like, so many other artists that I admire.
Right.
In just at 1 million, but he's at 14.8.
I do wonder.
So, it's like,
I mean, like, I can't look into the future, so I
it's amazing.
I can't make any predictions, but, like, I think it's great that, like, I do think it's great that, like, artwork that is of an illustrative nature,
yeah,
is gaining.
But is it just one guy? Or is there others too? Like, is this just, are we talking
Well,
one
I mean,
guy?
like, we go right in there with like all the fucking pop artists that came up in the '90s,
Mhm.
Cause, Murakami, fucking all those
But those two
guys.
guys were not in the same sentence until like more recently. I would never
Right,
even
but they're
now I'm like, oh, Cosmic's his stuff's more expensive.
but they're now in
You
the
know,
same sentence
yeah.
because they have an illustrative
But
quality
what
to
about
them.
all
Like,
the other ones that were like Futura and like what about all those the the 50 or 100 other names that were
well,
right
they're
there.
still there.
Yeah.
They're still
But
fucking
I don't think they're in those auctions making any kind of noise like that. Not even 1/100th of that, I don't think so.
But just because
Yeah.
your artwork sells for a stupid amount of money, does that mean you're a great artist?
It doesn't necessarily, no.
No, it
No,
doesn't.
it never has.
It
It never
doesn't.
has.
And here's the thing, like some people fucking like look, I
But
mean,
it's not a movement of all these artists kicking ass and doing well at auction. I think it's just one guy,
right. Well, I mean,
as far as I know.
but the thing is that like you have people out there who are, you know, doing really well. I mean, like the thing is that like, you know, who's making the money from the fucking painting? It's not Cause,
No, it's the guy who bought it.
right?
But I mean, it's the same thing.
No,
It's like
but here's another thing, fucking like the thing is that like I mean, auctions are fucking weird like that.
yeah,
Fucking just because I mean, like I know like I don't look myself up on auction sites because I think it'll break my heart.
right,
But the thing is that I've heard from other people like my own work like selling for much more than what I had originally priced my work at,
right.
and that's
But
another.
we're talking about eBay, not
Right, of
not
course, no.
not
But the thing
Sotheby's
is
or
that
Christie's
Sotheby's or Christie's does not set the fucking standard for his future pricing.
no, no, of course not. But I mean, I know that you're not going to buy a cause painting for $100,000 anymore.
Right.
If it
Yeah.
was,
No. But the
like
thing
it's not going
is
to
that
happen.
like and of course,
Yeah.
of course. I mean, I kind of expected that from a long time ago.
But even after this auction, I have a feeling it's gonna be higher, right?
It's going to be higher,
It
of
has to
course.
be
But the
higher.
thing is that
So
here I mean. It's hard to fucking judge these things, fucking
I can't.
auctions.
I can't because I'm not in that world.
No,
I'm just looking at a result, but I have no idea how much
no,
any of his shit costs. I have no idea.
I am genuinely curious about like how like all of this works. It's definitely on a fucking very different fucking level than the way like the gallery system that we are involved in is currently
sure.
works. But the thing and like I mean like that's the thing about like art galleries in general is there's tiers. And what's funny is that like you could like say Honor Fraser, right, who has shown Cause's works before.
Yeah.
Like
I hope they bought a bunch of that shit themselves. I
I'm sure
guess.
they fucking did. But the thing is that like fucking art some galleries fucking like just like if you get a fucking show in Honor Fraser doesn't mean you're fucking like on the fucking same level as any of these motherfuckers.
Nope.
Like because they could have like one Cause show every fucking 2 years where people are lining up down the block to fucking see that show, and then fucking 23 months of fucking crickets.
Could be. Sure.
Because it's such a fucking I don't know. I think I don't know, like art and pricing is such a fucking weird thing.
Sure.
It is a really fucking weird thing. And I think that like it's definitely when you I think a lot of people are fucking tempted to ask themselves like, man, what am I doing wrong for if I can't fucking play on that level? And like, there's nothing.
No.
There's nothing you can fucking say.
That's just like the weird anomaly or something too.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an anomaly. It's a weird it's a phenomenon.
Right.
It's hard to it's unexplainable.
I was thinking that you and I should fucking do an episode where we talk about art and pricing. You know,
We could do a whole it'd be easy to do a whole episode on that.
you know, because like I think that like there's a lot to be fucking said. Like and we'll save it for another day.
We'll save it because I think we're at 2 and something.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was.
I think we're at 2. I think we're in 2 and something.
Okay.
Yeah. No, we're at 202. We're not so bad.
Not so
202.
bad. 202.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. That the whole thing is it's just, I look at it as a social phenomenon, not as like this is part of my life or part of my career. It's a social phenomenon to me. Is when I see pricing like this, and it's like I'm not related to this at all. I'm just watching it from the sideline. It's like me watching a baseball player sign a $400 million baseball contract. I'm like, whoa, that's a lot.
Yeah, but that makes a little bit more sense.
I guess, but then there's other players that make 1 million, and those guys getting 400 more times the one other guy, and they're both like human beings that are working pretty hard.
Yeah, but the thing is that like
one guy's a superstar who sells tickets, and one guy is an unknown.
There it is.
Right. So
there it is.
So that's
now. Does the unknown not have the potential of fucking becoming like the superstar? Of course, he's got the potential.
No.
He's got the potential.
No.
Well, depending. Well, baseball, I'm not sure about baseball, but like with basketball, fucking,
if you're an unknown player, you more than likely are not going to become a superstar because you are unknown. You are a superstar in high school already.
Right.
Like you are almost ordained at the high school. Like LeBron James in high school, it's like obvious. Oh, he's going to become a billionaire. It's obvious, and sure enough, he did. Right.
Was it? I don't know.
Oh yeah. And the guy Zion Williamson, right? He's in high school. It's like he was the next LeBron James. Well, here he is, gonna be pro. He's gonna sign the biggest shoe contract ever. He's gonna be a billionaire. It's gonna happen, and he's gonna become a star in the NBA starting next year.
I'm sure they say that about every fucking player that gets signed to the NBA.
I don't think so. I'm talking about the outliers. These are the weird, the once in a generation guy. He's it's like it's obvious. Like I'm willing to put down $1,000 to say Zion Williamson's going to become a superstar. Absolutely, I'm positive. But there's no other player I could say that about.
Well, I know nothing about sports.
But I'm just saying there's an anomaly, and like the unknown player could become a star, but a superstar, man, a superstar is different than a star.
Yeah, but a fucking
superstar is
a
transcendent.
sports star is different than fucking.
They become a tastemaker like right off the bat. Like they become like they could say.
I still think they have to fucking earn it.
Yeah, they do, and they will. As a superstar, they're going to earn it. But they're already they're going to be in a category.
People fucking definitely pay a little bit more attention to them. But the thing is that if you don't fucking live up to that fucking,
you got to live up to it and be a good player. But
right.
I'm saying is
that's the difference between a fucking sports star and a fucking art star.
I guess, but there's the
because the thing is that talent has little to do with the fucking. I mean, like I'll fucking say it. I don't see what the big fucking deal is with Cause.
Right, of course. That's what everyone says.
I don't.
But you're not the only one that says that.
His work is fucking boring.
Yeah, but you're not the only one that says that.
It's fucking like that Snoopy shit is fucking garbage.
Yeah, but you're not the only one that says this. This is
normal.
But
what I'm saying is talent has nothing to do with this fucking meteoric rise for fucking Cause.
Absolutely not. We talked about it
now.
Earlier.
Fucking sports, you need fucking talent. You need genetics.
I guess, but part of it too is that you're going to be very good, but to be a superstar, there's only like 2 of those. There's 25 all-stars, but there's only like 2 superstars, right? Baseball too. There's like 2 superstars, but you have like 25 or maybe 30 all-stars.
Sure.
They're all very good, but there's only 1 or 2 is that superstar.
Right,
the one
because you have to also, not only do you have to have the fucking the talent to fucking do that, but you also have to have the charisma.
Right.
You also have to have the fucking,
It's everything. It's the looks. It's everything. It's all those things. It's every category mixed together to create this one goddess or god of a person, right? That's going to command 50% more than the next guy for no reason. It's almost for no reason. It's like, oh, he's a good looking guy. Okay. So there we're going to give him a Pepsi ad and he's going to get the Nike shoe deal. He's going to get all this shit and he's a good player. Right. It's sort of like that too. That's sports. That's media and sports. Right. Cause I don't give a fuck about because we don't know, like you don't need to know what he looks like. It doesn't matter.
He's just a fucking white boy.
It doesn't matter what he looks like, but it's, it's the other shit. It's the right stars that like him. Right.
Right.
It's completely like a weird. It has nothing to do with art. It's everything to do with the outside of art.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, that's it. It's the media play that kind of comes with it that brings up that money, man.
Right.
It's crazy.
Well, I mean,
it's a phenomenon. Like I said, I don't understand it.
Yeah.
I love to study it. Like if somebody wrote a book about it, explaining it, here's what it really is, and here's the book, I might read that because I'm just curious at the phenomenon. Like what the fuck happened, you know? I'm not saying it's a good thing.
It's tastemakers pushing money around.
Yeah.
And the thing, and the
so.
tastemakers fucking using that money to fucking, I mean, like, you know,
they're pushing up the price of it, and they're
not
within the
only-
same circle.
Not only are they
know?
fucking pushing the price up, they're using their own money to fucking inflate the fucking worth and exposure of those artists.
100% yes, because I think the people that buy that stuff are not like an athlete. It's another art. It's an art person.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? It's an art person that knows cause. It's not like a stranger who's like, oh my God, that's an Egyptian pyramid. I need to buy that in auction, right? Like a dinosaur. It's like, oh my God, it's a full dinosaur. And you get people bidding on it. There's, you know, they want that. You know what I'm saying? It's different than art.
If it wasn't fucking...
It's not a hipster buying from a hipster. That's different, you know?
You know, here's the thing about fucking that auction. When I, based on the details that you've told me, because I haven't really looked at it.
That's all I really know.
Is that like, if Cause was fucking, you know, really all that, he would have sold 3 $14 million fucking paintings.
Sure.
Not one.
Yeah, but that painting is from 2003. Like, it's old.
Yeah.
It's a 15-year-old piece.
Like, you know, that's here's the.
But that means
let's fucking call a spade a spade. Fucking like that painting's a lot more interesting than the fucking garbage he's creating now.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know what he's making now.
Dude, I can't believe you got me to fucking like loosen my fucking tongue on this.
But that's not. It's you're not unique in this saying this.
No, but you know what? I'm the fucking one who's saying it. And it's being fucking blasted on the fucking internet right now. I'm a fucking artist too. Like, you know, if I fucking meet him one day, he's gonna fucking punch me in the fucking face.
I don't think you'll meet him because I don't think I'll ever see him again. Like you know.
Yeah, but you know
what? Where am I
going
to see him? He's flying over. He's flying above us in some fucking jet by himself.
If for some reason it ever fucking cross paths,
dude,
you know
what? We are tinier than a silverfish in his life. Like he's not gonna even hear this. He's gonna be like, oh.
Yeah, but I'm not content with being a fucking silverfish.
There's a
Eric.
billion of either am I, but
I'm going to by hook or by crook, I will fucking ascend my silverfishness.
And you're gonna meet him?
No, I don't give a shit about fucking Cause. He could fucking drop dead tomorrow, and I will fucking just sit there and fucking
I'll never
laugh.
see him. In his world, I'll always be an ant because I'm not.
But the thing is that like
weird,
fucking
that's not even art world.
No,
you know? So I'm not. I would never see him.
I'm only interested in ascending this fucking art world.
Oh, you're talking about art.
Right.
Yeah, we're not talking about art. We're talking about something else.
But we are talking about art because
it's art
that's
sold,
his fucking because
we're talking about money, and we're talking about an art piece that's sold at an auction as an outlier. But you know, as an artist, like, you know, only now are we really talking about him being an artist. You know, and it's like,
oh yeah, well,
we're not even that excited about the art. You know.
No, but look, you know what? His fucking, like, you know, pop culture shit I thought was a lot more interesting, I guess, compared to what he's doing now.
I don't even know what he's doing now.
Well, he's fucking, like, you know, just chopping up the, you know, fucking Charlie Browns and Snoopies and fucking throwing it together with fun colors.
Is he making paintings of that though? I have not.
Oh
seen
yeah.
It. Okay.
Oh,
I've only seen the Uniqlo T-shirts, so I don't even.
No,
know
he did. He had. Like, there's a paint. Like, did you see that? He has a. What is that fucking gallery that fucking Ai Weiwei fucking did his show at?
Fuck, I have no idea.
In
L.A.
In fucking in L.A. It's the one with the fucking broken teapots and the other one with the sunflower seeds.
Is that the one at
and
the George
kites.
Marciano gallery?
The Marciano gallery.
Right.
If you go into the entrance, there's a gigantic fucking cause in there.
Oh, there is?
Yeah.
I haven't gone there, so I don't know.
And it's fucking...
It's a painting?
It's a painting.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, gigantic fucking painting. It's probably about the size of the fucking James Jean paintings.
Oh, wow.
You know, and fucking it is just a dissected fucking Charlie Brown fucking painting.
Oh, wow.
You know, like, so you could see Snoopy kind of repeated a couple of times, but in really subtly, you know, and a bunch of like his, you know, and it's just kind of like, you know, whatever. Right, you know, fucking like, you know, okay, great.
Is it big? It's a giant
It's
painting.
fucking gigantic.
Okay.
You know, and it's like, you know, cut black and red and fucking blue and fucking yellow and all the fucking, you know, ridiculous colors of the fucking rainbow.
Right.
And it's got like that really vibrant fucking, you know, kind of color that's pretty hip right now and fucking.
What color is that?
really bright, nearly fluorescent kind of colors.
Oh, okay.
You know,
You know, that is kind of hot now.
Yeah, it's really hot.
Yeah. Pink, greens.
Yep.
Greens?
Like it's
green,
all
right?
it's Rizzo fucking color.
Sorry, I didn't mean to make you that upset or talk that much shit about one guy, but it's not unique, man. It's what it's. That's,
you know,
I hear more.
well,
that,
here. I mean, like
I said, I think we're talking more about not even about the art for a while. It's all about this weird phenomenon.
But then you got me to loosen my tongue about his fucking art.
Where it gets to
Good
art,
job, Eric.
But where it gets to art is that it's just I don't know what's interesting about it either now, you know, because his own character, he does the companion
Pieces. Like I love the fucking sculptural stuff. I love seeing his
those
his
giant
sculptures.
ones.
Yeah,
they're kind of badass.
Like, you know, the one like
there's one in Marina Del Rey, evidently. You just see. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, like fucking people like jump out, like, you know, and like go fucking crazy to see an inflatable fucking companion, and I'm like, okay, you know, at least it's his fucking character.
Yeah.
You know, but the thing is that like, I don't know, like, who cares?
Right.
I don't. You know, do I think it's worth going out all the way out to fucking the Hong Kong Bay to fucking look at that shit?
Oh, the one that's in the water?
Yeah.
That photo is kind of neat, though. The photo of it. I don't want to see it in person, but the photo, because it was just...
It's just a fucking companion.
But it looked better
Who
as
gives a fucking shit? Like, I've seen that fucking shit forever now.
It's been around for 20 years.
Yeah. I mean, like, good. Great. Yeah. Like, if it happens to be where I'm at, great. I could experience it for what it is. Like,
I've never seen that in person.
I posed with a companion for fucking, and when I was in Detroit, and the only reason
there was one there.
Yeah, there was one there.
One,
yeah, like it was fucking like maybe 15 feet tall
at a museum or something.
No, it was just outside in the fucking in front of a business. Wow. And the only reason why I took that fucking picture was because I was riding around in one of those Lime scooters.
Oh shit.
You know, like making my way around downtown, and suddenly I ran into it. I'm like, oh, look at that. And then there were people taking pictures of it, and I asked him to take one of them to take a picture of me, you know, in front of it. So I did my best companion pose, which is the hands kind of like this.
Right.
You know, and so I took a picture of it, and I posted it online. That's because I thought it was funny. You know, but really, like, fucking Yawnsville.
Yeah. Do you think is it? I mean,
because the only thing I've seen of his that I thought was actually interesting was the toy that he released, where he had like the two little companions, and I asked my friend,
two little ones, like what were they?
Like when he's holding one underneath here, and he's got another one like up there, you know. And I was kind of like,
I remember that one, but there's so many.
And I asked my friend, like, does Koss have kids? And he's like, oh, yeah,
he has kids.
Yeah, he's got 2 kids. And so I saw it like, okay, this is like a reflection of him, you know, kind of illustrating
it tells you about him. Yeah. As the artist.
As a parent.
Gotcha.
And I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I can respect that piece. Because I want to see something about the fucking artist in the fucking work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and his otherwise it's just pop culture is what, you know.
You know, I've been tempted, like, for a while now, I've been wanting to like throw around this name, the name of branded art, you know, as kind of this, like, of what's going on now, because it's about art and branding. You know, that is fucking, like, you know, such a fucking, like, my work definitely fits into that fucking thing because of my fucking characters. I do a couple characters. They're all reflections of me. You know, and it's my brand. Koz's companion, Murakami's Daub, and fucking Kaikai Kiki's, you know, Yoshitomo Nara's fucking little fucking, kids. You know, kids. Yeah. You know, it's this weird kind of brand that, like, you know, artists are fucking creating these brands around themselves and fucking, like, you know, and they're producing products too. Like, I'm looking at a fucking dog in a teacup and a fucking little kid, you know, Yoshitomo Nara fucking toys behind you. I mean, they're old, but fucking... Yeah, that's what they are, you know. Fucking Murakami with all his fucking, like, plushes and
giant
fucking,
line of shit.
Yeah, Koz with all his fucking
the very giant line of shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think Murakami's line of shit is even bigger than Koz's line of shit.
I don't think so.
No, I think it is.
I don't think so.
Oh, I definitely think it is.
Well, line meaning all inclusive, like stickers and all that shit. But
stickers,
I bet you Koz
gashapon, plushes, fucking whatever.
I don't know, man.
T-shirts, fucking like weird little folders, like plastic folders to stick your paper in.
I would still challenge that. with cause. There's so much stuff coming out all the time. How many different figures has he come out with? Like vinyl type stuff. Like 40, 50 of those?
I don't think there's
Yeah,
that
man.
many. I think there's probably, I could think of
And don't forget, there's all these new ones that are all like whatever.
maybe like 20,
More,
and then
more than that.
and then
More than
20 or maybe 20 to 30. But like, the thing is that
I
like
think more than that.
But like, then you have like fucking like Murakami. He's got all of his doll plushes, his flower plushes, his prints, his fucking like Gashapon stuff, his fucking like, just like
I guess.
octopus fucking plush fucking,
But then Cause has all this fashion bullshit that I don't even know. Like the extent
Uniqlo
of it,
fucking
the
shit.
extent
Yeah.
of it is I don't even know where the extent is.
Right.
But I was going to ask, what about like the fashion element? Do you think that, I mean, how many artists actually are working in kind of like this world of fashion? Because that's something intentionally that Cause did, is intentionally it's part of fashion.
Everyone, I mean, fucking, Basement has a fucking Coach, has
Sure.
stuff from Coach. I mean,
Yeah.
like everyone's fucking trying to get in on that.
Yeah, but how many are succeeding in that? Because
Only a couple,
I see.
only a few.
Right.
Like, I don't see.
Because Basement's Coach's stuff, I only see when he posts it, but I've never seen it in person. Like I've never seen it in person.
Right.
So I've only seen when he posts it and he says, "Oh, it's sold out." And I'm like, "Well, I never saw it. I'll never see it."
Right.
Yeah.
So
stuff like that. It's like, I don't know, but it just seems like a important part of the Cause game is his fashion thing.
Sure.
So I'm wondering if that's like
and same with Murakami. He did the Louis Vuitton thing,
Sure.
which is still fucking like, you still kind of see around once in a while.
But those are the big brands. I mean, I'm talking about like, the brands that are accessible to me and you, let's say.
Well, then and then James Jean tried to do jewelry,
Mm-hmm. But that was by himself.
Yeah, but still. I mean, that if you're talking about not big.
Well, he did Prada.
Right. He did Prada.
He did a whole Prada thing. But I'm talking about like, the other, the
I never even knew he did Prada. That,
yeah, twice.
Wow.
The infinite many other lines of clothing, right? Mm-hmm. How important do you think that is as an artist to get in and to do stuff like that intentionally?
It definitely gets your eyes in front of the people with money.
Right. But that's high fashion. I'm talking about, what about the other stuff that you might buy at PacSun or whatever, Urban Outfitters, like, other lines of clothing.
Well,
And
I've done some shirts and shit like that.
How helpful is that? And I don't know, shirts with who?
I did a
like
shirt.
with Massimo? Like what kind of like stuff?
I don't know. I did a shirt one time for. I did a painting for Fox. It was for an official Family Guy thing, and for some reason, of all the fucking paintings that were done for fucking that show, they decided to print up a shirt of my painting as a shirt.
Cool.
Sold it at fucking Hot Topic.
Oh, really?
Didn't see a penny of it.
Oh, but that's still not really a branded. I mean, that's Fox.
No, it's not a brand. But the thing is that we're talking about like apparel and fucking.
But I'm talking about fashion. So that there's a brand.
Fashion is a completely different fucking.
Fashion's still t-shirts. Ruka is fashion, right? That's still t-shirts. It's a branded brand, where like Barry Mcgee doing a Huff, right? Barry Mcgee does a lot with Huff, the skateboard brand, right? You don't know? He's done a bunch.
I don't know.
And Ruka, I see people wearing that stuff.
I think the thing is Ruka still like popular?
I'm not sure, but
I know
it's still around. I have no idea. I'm kind of like out of fashion, so I don't know.
Yeah, I was intrigued by Ruka in the beginnings. Mm-hmm. But once they got like fucking, I'm a feeling from what I remember, like I think they got fucking bought out, by another larger fashion company.
Probably Billabong, I believe.
Right,
yeah.
And then like they just started doing kind of like clothes and they stopped doing like the Funky Artist Series T-shirts.
Aren't they still doing it? I don't know.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay,
if they are, I don't see them
because they have their own shops, right? Ruka has their own store.
Oh, do they?
Isn't it on Fairfax? Like, there's a store.
I don't know.
See, I don't either.
Yeah,
but I mean, it matters to some people, and I'm wondering how important that stuff is.
Obviously, it's not for my fucking age group.
Mine neither. But there's artists probably working in that field.
That's when we need the fucking third fucking seat, because we need some young buck to fucking tell us what the fuck is going on.
There's probably artists working in those fields that are helping building themselves up that way.
Sure. I mean, like that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But fucking like I think that like I mean like look, you gotta as a fucking young artist, you gotta fucking take any fucking opportunity you can get.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just, and like, yeah, I mean, I'm still, I'll take most opportunities into consideration,
Right.
just because fucking, I mean, like, obviously there's a certain point where fucking I think that like I need to like, I can't have to acknowledge that like, okay, this isn't really going to do my brand any fucking, favors, so I won't do it. But like, I think that, there's always, unique opportunities. Like when I get like young like fashion companies fucking like emailing me, I'll usually respond and go, okay, well, let's talk.
Mm-hmm.
And then I won't hear from them ever
Oh,
again.
okay.
You
So
know,
you get that.
occasionally,
Oh, well, that's cool. Well, that's awesome.
occasionally.
I don't know what they are, but a
Right.
young. I don't know what that is, and I don't even
No,
know.
there was like this one, like,
Like, you ever see the brand of that little cat that everyone wears? It's like,
right. Yeah, I
right?
can't remember the name of it. I
Right.
remember seeing their fucking thing start, like, they did a pop up in whatchamacallit, in New York when I was in New York, and it was like they like took over an entire store. They had
Which one? Or are you
the
doing?
one with the cat,
Oh, that
the
thing.
cat fucking giving the middle
Yeah,
finger.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
they
yeah.
have it over there at Block. They have a thing in
Sure.
Black Market right across the
Right,
way
right.
from
Yeah,
you.
yeah, I know. And they have a shop on Fairfax too, I
Yeah,
believe.
they
Yeah,
have a shop in
yeah,
Fairfax too,
yeah, yeah.
and I remember seeing their thing, and I'm like, okay, that's cute, that's funny. I took
Right.
some pictures. I sent it to my partner, who am I doing apparel
Mm-hmm.
company with, and
Mm-hmm.
going, okay, 5-year goal.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Right.
but like, but I think I need to still figure out like where I want to go with, the, I mean, like it's tough, like, balancing a fucking painting career and a fucking
Sure.
designing career at the same time, and especially when I'm not really in a position to fucking just hire fucking people to fucking build out designs when I know I could do it myself,
Yeah.
just,
But I
and
think
quicker.
the bigger, I mean, yeah, once you get bigger, they just get art department, that mimics your designs. Like, what
Yeah.
would Luke Chu do? Oh,
Right.
here it is.
Right.
It's gonna be a dog with a dog bone looking at a dog collar and is a
Yeah.
whatever. It's gonna not gonna even be good, but
Right.
it's sort of like I think Gamago did the same thing, right? It's like interpreting what Tim Biscup
Viscous,
would have
yeah.
done,
And they had a bunch. I knew
and it
people.
wasn't even his work anymore.
No, like
It was like, and
actually,
it looked kind
Joe
of odd.
Ledbetter used to fucking work for Gamago.
Because it started to look odd. I was like, oh, it's starting to look a little weird,
Right.
And I think all the brands ended up doing that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, like Gamago was. I remember like it's.
still around.
Have
I
you
think.
Have you
I
been
don't know.
by? Do you know Tim owns like a
Yeah,
little gallery?
it's called Face Guts. It's in Glassell Park.
Where the fuck is that?
But it's been there for like he used it as a studio for like 10 years or more,
Okay.
and only maybe 2 years ago opened it up as a retail / business.
I've never been there.
It's maybe 4 of these tables in terms of what's public. 6 of these tables. That's about how big the space is.
Oh.
But the most of it's in the back where like he has all of his shit.
Oh.
Like tons of archives and like maybe a workspace, but it's actually it's just really small.
Oh, interesting.
The front part of GR2, like between the window
And
and my
the
front counter area,
Yeah.
that little sliver, it's like that.
Okay.
It's really slim.
Oh.
Like you walk in, you can go right, and that's about all you can do. It's like, yeah, that's it.
So
And
it's not worth going out of.
If
out
you
of the way
swung
for.
your arms around, you could probably reach both ends. No, maybe you can't. Maybe with your arm span, you could reach the front window and the back wall. I don't know. It's bigger than that, but not too much.
Interesting.
Yeah, maybe it's like
Interesting.
10 feet deep, and maybe
Yeah, that's
it's
another
small.
one. Like
it's a small
basement,
space.
I
but
would say
he
like
had it for a long time, so
know,
it's not new, really.
I mean, back to that the idea of a branded kind of art genre. I mean, like that's another one. Like Gary Baseman, Tim Biscup,
Sure.
Camilo Rose Garcia. Like all of those artists have like this very distinct visual aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
They have their distinct character designs and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
When you buy and or you walk into a room and you go look at it and go, oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
so and so. That's
Yeah.
so and so.
Yeah.
That's so and so. Like I
Well,
mean,
Audrey Kawasaki, same thing.
oh,
you can tell.
fuck yeah, of
You
course.
can tell, right?
Audrey
away.
Kawasaki has such a distinct
Yeah.
kind of
And then you could walk
aesthetic.
into another one and go, Audrey Kawasaki copy. Oh, it's a copy.
Right,
Or
right.
it's derived from it. If it's a good one, you'll be like, oh, it's derived from that.
Right.
But some of it, you're just like, oh, this is not a good copy.
Right.
Right?
Right.
But it's a copy, but not a good copy.
Right.
And
Exactly.
you could tell in the first 1 second. Yeah.
Yep. So
I
I think
understand.
I looked up the hashtag branded art, and like I think people have thrown it around before, but I think that like I really want to try and like fucking I don't know what do you think? Does it make sense to you?
As a label,
Yeah,
I guess. Branded art, sure.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, as opposed to like pop art.
Oh, what about pop surrealism?
Oh, fucking bullshit.
Pop
I
surrealism.
think that's the fucking word. I mean, look. Okay,
I don't like that word.
Look,
So.
pop surrealism.
I don't. I don't like labels in general, so I have a hard time with it all.
Well, I mean, like it's just I mean, like in our it's our human fucking it's
no,
art.
I know people got to put it in a box, so you got to label it with something, right?
Right, but the thing
Yeah.
is that we have to create a label that's general.
Yeah.
And like pop surrealism fucking actually applies to certain artists.
It sure does, but is your work surreal?
Fuck no.
No, right? See, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't work for a lot of people.
No.
And it gets kind of lumped into that.
Right.
And then there's also lowbrow.
Right. Well, I actually think that like pop
hilarious.
surrealism and lowbrow, like when I a while ago, when I was looking at trying to figure out where I fit into this entire LA art movement thing that's going on, I kind of perceived myself as a quote unquote third generation like artist of this like art alternatives / do you remember Art Alternatives magazine?
No.
It was the precursor to Juxtapose.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Art Alternatives / Juxtapose kind of,
Oh, was it?
movement.
It was different.
Yeah, it was just a different magazine and like featured like it was like a Juxtapose from the early Juxtapose days.
I probably have copies of that. Now that I think about it, I might have it.
But then it became Juxtapose.
Oh.
And I kind of feel like lowbrow. I mean, lowbrow obviously was coined by Robert Williams. From one of his first books, The Lowbrow Art of Robert Williams.
That was like from the 70s, maybe.
No,
Or
it was
80s?
from the 90s. I
Is it
think.
90s?
Yeah,
That was his first book.
maybe the late 80s.
Because I think he's done books. He's an old dude, man.
Yeah, he is an old dude. But the
Yeah.
thing is that he didn't really kind of come to fucking like of age to his thing until the 80s.
I'm gonna guess it has to be the 80s for
Yeah.
sure. At some
Because
point.
it started with that entire like his biggest fucking thing was like the fucking Guns N' Roses.
But he was like farting around in art for a long time before
right.
that.
But yeah,
You know?
yeah. But I think before he kind of like did that, I'm sure he was doing illustration work and all the other shit. And so like like when you think of like the artists like the Piz, Anthony Osgang, rest in peace, Piz.
Yeah,
I mean, he did
Piz.
kill,
Yeah, he did 3 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, killed himself.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
a bummer. Piz, fucking Coop,
Sure.
Robert Williams. Like, lowbrow works for
Yeah.
that aesthetic.
Yeah.
And then when you think of the people that came up after him, like the Mark Rydens and,
Sure. Isn't he a pop surrealist?
he's
That kind of makes sense for me for
it
some
makes
reason.
sense.
For
Definitely
for
makes
him,
sense
yeah.
for him.
Yeah.
For him.
Yeah.
And then you think of the kids who came up right after them.
Right.
Like, like fucking, and the second generation also includes like fucking Baseman and Biscup and fucking Liz McGrath and.
Then I started losing the pop surrealism there. Like some of it, I'm like, oh, it's starting to get weaker for me.
Yeah, it definitely gets weaker.
Yeah.
But like the entire
does
like.
Tim Biscup fit into pop surrealism to me? No way.
but he definitely is. He's definitely pop.
Yeah, but the surreal part, it's like
No,
right?
no.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
I don't see it there at all.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, that book, Pop Surrealism, definitely fucking like kind of like looks into more of the kind of like highly rendered kind of Mark Ryden-y, like kids who wish they were Ryden.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Right.
His wife Marion Peck
Sure.
would definitely be a pop
Well,
surrealist.
they're kind of similar if you look at some ways. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then then you like kind of come into this new fucking whole even like what's his name, Brown. His last name's Brown.
Buster Brown, the shoe company?
No,
I'm kidding.
Robert.
I don't know.
I think
I'm
it's
sorry.
Robert Brown. He lives in Japan. He used to do like this kind of weird like
Robert Brown.
No, something Brown.
Is it Brown for sure?
Yeah, definitely. Let me see. He was like a Lolita artist.
Oh, what? I don't.
Yeah.
I have no idea who that is. Probably.
Let me see. Pops. Anyways, Brown.
Yeah, we're looking up a pop surrealist artist with the word Brown.
With the name Brown.
But back to it. You think branded art fits?
It fits for me.
Yeah. Wait? Who made that up though? Branded arts. You?
I did.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. In a way to try and find Trevor Brown.
Trevor Brown.
You remember Trevor Brown? Trevor Brown.
Right.
Yeah.
Got you.
Pop
He lives in
cereal.
Japan?
He lives in
I have
Japan.
no idea.
He's really into like his work has been kind of linked to this kind of like Lolita kind of like the kind of artwork
Right.
that pedophiles would buy and shit like that.
Oh, that's okay.
I buy his books. I
Trevor Brown?
I like Trevor Brown's kind of stuff. It's like this hentai kind of with
Right.
like dolls that look like children.
Wow.
Kind of shit. He's I'm a fan. Just because like I don't know very many artists who are willing to go there.
Right.
Like I remember that interview you did with Mr.
Uh-huh.
And how he like keeps like photos of children
my
in his
God.
fucking wallet, and
Right,
he's
right.
like definitely like a he has got pedophiliac kind of tendencies,
Right.
And like and then when you look at his artwork, it's totally like this hentai fucking.
I have a skateboard deck. The one of the ones released by Supreme, and it has a little kid with his dick sticking out.
Right. Well,
know?
have you seen? There was that one where it's like a self-portrait with him in an erection and a little kid dancing on the tip of his penis.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Oh, that's like the best one. That's the best fucking Mr. painting.
I think he said he makes those paintings so he doesn't do anything like gnarly.
Right.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Fucking.
Yeah. That's
yeah.
scary though.
He's
In America, he would be fucked.
No.
He'd be Pizzagate.
Yo. Yeah.
Oh, he'd be successful as a Pizzagate artist.
He's. Oh, I didn't know he had a fucking website.
Trevor Brown.
Yeah, no, Mr. And is Perotin? Is that what is?
Yeah, and that's the same big gallery, dude. Perotin Gallery.
Perotin Gallery.
Yep.
Okay, is the gallery. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just looking. Because I was just looking him up.
Yeah.
His fucking artwork and But like, anyways, we've been going on for a little too long. I've talked enough shit for today.
You did good, man. Damn. Ripe.
Yeah.
You smashed the heck out of some topics. Smash.
This is why
Luke Smash.
This is you finally got me to loosen up. I've been trying to be
Smash.
I've been trying to be diplomatic, man. Like I mean, I don't know.
I still don't have I'm just more. I'm all like even when the streetwear thing came around, that was like such a big deal.
Yeah.
I was really and this is when Giant Robot was still a magazine.
Yeah.
I was interested in finding out what the heck is happening, even though I wasn't part of it. So I was like interviewing people that were involved in streetwear, so I can kind of like learn about it because I was intrigued.
Right.
So it's kind of the same thing. It's like if I had a magazine, I'm kind of intrigued by this. I would just research it as like a topic, without being necessarily a fan, but just the pure intrigue is what I wanted to know about. Is like this world that's kind of pushing up values. That's where it all came from.
Right.
Like why I'm interested in it. It's not the art. It's more the phenomenon,
Yeah.
the
Well,
cultural phenomenon. It's not the art at all. Like it can be a painting that's just vintage black ink. Like I don't care.
right.
And just it's more like what and why.
Vantage Black. Is that the
the black that's so black
like
that it's black.
Because I'm black, y'all. and I'm
Yeah.
black, y'all.
It's just yeah.
Remember that fucking
Yep.
CB4 fucking
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was funny
Yeah,
back in the day.
so that's more where I'm coming from. But you decided to smash it, so it's okay. Smash.
Well,
I wasn't even talking. We weren't even talking about the art. I was talking about the phenomenon. And you got into the art, and you just said smash, 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 smash. I love it.
Isn't this the reason why you wanted me to be your be your
No.
podcast partner, just so I could sit back and just smash?
Well, we can smash more if you want, but
No, you know what? Like,
artists, if you're on the edge, you might get smashed. Listen into the podcast. You may be next.
Does Luke fucking think your shit's overrated?
Damn. Does your shit stink?
Yeah.
Luke will point it out if it stinks. And more than likely, it's going to stink.
You know what, though?
Your shit's gonna
no,
stink,
you know
too.
what? Well, look. A personal opinion is different from its relationship to everything else,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Like if you like a cause, great.
Yeah.
That if cause is the reason why you learn about fucking art, great. because you're fucking.
That's a weird starting point, though. But yeah, it is a starting point for a lot of people, I'm sure.
Yeah, I know. I know. Fucking, I was a fucking starting point for a lot of fucking people that, like,
Shit, I was too, motherfucker.
Yeah, absolutely. Starting points for
But
people come from all kinds of fucking places.
Sure.
Like fucking, I've met people that like, who come to
Yeah.
a show and like, this is the first time I've ever been to
Oh,
an
I
art
love
show,
that.
and
Love
I'm just
that.
like, wow, great. If Cause is doing that for you, great. Hopefully, he will inspire you to look beyond just him.
Yeah.
Because
I have a feeling though a lot aren't. Like that's where it ends. It begins and ends, and they buy the clothes and whatever it is. And
yeah.
I have a feel. That's what I'm saying. It's a phenomenon to me. It's like, it begins and ends there, and that's like,
right.
I'm like, oh, and that's not, it's like the phenomenon of it's just weird.
Yeah.
I'm like, why?
Well, then people like as
Because I don't know if art ever began and ended with Giant Robot. It hasn't. So
no,
and I hope not. But I mean, in his case, it probably does.
I think that was one of the great things that you did fucking with the magazine was like once you stopped kind of putting fucking actors and stuff like that on the fucking cover and started fucking putting in like artists on the cover, it really fucking like. It definitely transformed, the direction I think that Giant Robot was going. Even if the contents were still the same content, kind of contents that you were featuring from back in the day.
Yeah.
It just suddenly gave your fucking magazine this kind of gravity that fucking like, nobody else had.
Right.
Thank
you.
No, seriously.
No,
like
awesome.
I was looking at your fucking I was looking at that fucking magazine with Murakami when we were at the fucking LA art bookstore book show, and it was the one with Murakami in it, and it had like causes written up in it.
Oh, there's all kinds of shit in that issue.
Murakami, like,
that was a pretty good issue in general.
Fucking banging fucking
yeah,
issue.
that was a good one. I looked at it too, and I was because I had time to look at the magazines because I brought some, and I was like, oh, this was a good one. There's some that aren't as good, but
yeah,
that was a good one. Yeah. Oh, I guess there's another thing. Eventually, is going to come out is another article on Asian American magazines. I got interviewed by somebody from the.
I saw some video, I saw someone like post a video of you like being interviewed in your own store. Or something.
That's different. There's a Columbia Review of Journalism or Journalism Review. It's like a well-known magazine or journalistic kind of publication.
Sure.
Columbia Journalism Review or something like that. Anyways, I got interviewed at length about Asian American magazines.
Oh.
By somebody. So I did a Luke Chu and I smashed the other ones. And we'll see what happens and how it comes out. But I really did. I smashed the other magazines out there.
Wow.
And the first thing I did jokingly was I was like, evidently they interviewed me last. And I was like, you should, Asian American magazines, it starts with us and it ends there. Like, if there's no, I'm like, what the fuck's up with you interviewing me so late? Like, last? You should start here and that should be it. It should end right there.
Right.
And then the person was like, got all flustered. And I was like, I'm kidding. But like, you why am I last? Like, you interviewed all these other people and it finally got to me like last? What the fuck?
What'd they say?
No, she was just like got a little flustered. And I was like, it's okay. Because I have a feeling this person just younger and didn't know.
Right.
Because she told me that other people told her that she needs to talk to Giant Robot. And
she's like, Giant what?
Maybe. And I was like, oh, man.
Kids these days, man.
Well, I think this person might have been young. I think she said something about she was younger. But still, it's like you talk to the other ones that are older. You talk to the other ones that are older. But
are they still? Here's the question: are they still publishing?
Who?
The ones that she talked to before.
No, I'm the longest running one. Or Giant Robot's the longest running magazine, I believe, that's Asian American related. I think we're the longest one. We beat all the other ones.
Oh, so she talked to a whole bunch of has-beens and then fucking...
yeah, and they're gone, but...
Because I mean, like, even if though the magazine is gone, Giant Robot is still around.
Yeah. She talked to the other ones, but they're gone, but then didn't talk to us till the end. I thought that was weird. I was like, oh, but maybe... in a way, that's better. Maybe we're not looked at as in the same category as those other magazines.
Yeah, what were some of those magazines?
The ones that you don't want to know.
You're not willing to fucking say who they are.
I could. A Magazine, Yolk Magazine, Trans-Pacific,
Are they still around?
No, they were gone. They started.
I remember Yolk magazine.
Yeah,
I remember.
they started a little before us, but ended way before we did. Like maybe they lasted just way less. I don't know, 5 years or 6 years.
Magazine. I don't
A
remember.
magazine lasted a while, but we outlasted that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyways, not. We'll see how that article comes out. But I went smash on that one. Had to. You know, like I just couldn't. I can't say anything good about those other magazines. They weren't good, right? So I really can't. It's just likewise. I just went smash.
I think that's the name of this episode. Smash.
Smash. Yeah. Yeah. But so we'll see how the article comes out. But yeah, magazine kind of thing was interesting. I was thinking in my head, I'm like, God, is anyone ever going to look back and are we going to be remembered? And then like 1 week later, I get this email saying, hey, we want you to be interviewed for this article. And I was like, oh, weird. I just thought about it a week earlier.
Yeah.
And then sure enough, here it is.
Nice.
Yeah. And it's
nice.
it's a serious publication. Like that's like I believe it's peer reviewed, meaning it's like an academic one at the same time.
Right.
It counts as an academic journal. Like it's real. Like it's supposed to be historical type shit.
Nice.
Yeah. Not just like People magazine that might write it and it's like, meh.
Right.
This is like something that gets kind of, it sticks around in history.
Yeah. No, it's a fucking academic thing.
Yeah, it is. So I was glad to hear that this is going to be it's an article too, but
right.
Anyway,
all right.
We'll see how it goes.
Yes.
I don't know.
Well,
maybe they'll say, hey, he's said nothing but pleasant things about everybody. I don't know.
No, you know what? It's when you give people something spicy. It's always good.
I did that on purpose. I was giving spice, but I mean, this is what I really think. It's not a joke. It's no, man. They deserve to be smashed. You know, I'm serious. There's no.
Yeah.
I have no sympathy, man.
I would. We should save this for. I
No
would love to talk to
sympathy.
you.
No sympathy.
Talk about this.
Okay.
Fucking like
let's-
at length
Okay,
because
we'll talk about it because it was just a footnote right now.
Yeah,
and we'll see when this article comes out. Maybe that's a good time.
Ooh, yeah. Because
it should be soon.
I would love to because I have no idea what some of these other magazines are like.
Yeah, and I'm glad you don't because you would have been really mad too. And I'm gonna show them to you first. Then.
Yes. Did you collect them?
I have all that shit.
Oh,
I have all the proof of garbage.
Okay.
I have proof of garbage.
Right. Because I know.
I had to find it though, but I have proof of that stuff, and it's bad. Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I think we're gonna fucking wind it down.
We just took you on a journey. Thanks for listening.
This is a couple weeks worth of fucking like pent up fucking
man.
podcast energy.
I feel better now though. So thanks for listening, and thanks for those of you tuned in live.
Yeah.
Next time, ask questions or something. Shit.
Yeah, like, do you see like them like comment? Did they comment?
No, just a few, but not much. Hi, hello, stuff like that.
Oh,
but no real not much.
If you're gonna comment, just ask questions. We'll answer them.
Yeah, we should do that. We don't advertise. You know what? If they ask questions, we talk too much. You're not gonna even get to your shit. I'm just kidding. We'll see. Anyways, thanks for listening, everybody, man.
Yeah, and leave comments.
Please leave comments.
And leave questions. Do you ever check back at all the old... we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we will.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Good night, guys.
All right, bye.